All right, good morning. This is the matter of Thompson versus Thompson, case number 24-10121 DM. Both parties are present. Plaintiff represented by her attorney, Christopher Worth. Defendant represented by his attorney, Michael Taburin. We are here for a divorce trial in this matter, and it's my understanding that the defendant has some preliminary procedural matters that he wishes to address.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. I would ask the court to note that there is a scheduling order in this matter that required briefs to be filed at least a week before trial. I received plaintiff's trial brief and exhibits Friday, just 3 days ago at about 3:00 p.m. I did file defendant's brief in May prior to the original trial date. We stand by that brief. That brief has been on file for 3 months. I would also note that I did send over some additional potential exhibits this morning. That was merely in response to plaintiff's request for some additional information that they thought might help settle this case. Those were not exhibits that I otherwise would have moved to admit, and I don't know that I will move to admit them. I would note that parenting time is a contested issue. Plaintiff's trial brief does not include an analysis of the best interest factors. Child support is a contested issue. I don't have any income information from plaintiff in their exhibits other than what they used in their proposed child support order. Spousal support is a contested issue. I think income would certainly be sufficient or be necessary on that issue as well. I would ask that plaintiff not be allowed to present testimony or evidence based on their failure to follow the scheduling order. I normally would meet with my client and review the opposing party's brief, which I have had very minimal time to do because we received it late. I would note that this trial was adjourned 3 months ago at plaintiff's request because she hired a new attorney. I would, at a very minimum, if the court allows plaintiff to testify and present evidence, I would ask the court to use for her income the income from the friend of the court recommendation, because we don't have income information from plaintiff. But again, I would ask that plaintiff not be allowed to testify or present evidence, as I think it is extremely unfair to my client and has made kind of our final trial prep difficult. So again, and I would again note that our brief has been on file for 3 months. I did email a courtesy copy last week to Mr. Worth and to your clerk, but it was no different than what was already on file. Thank you.
Mr. Worth?
But I think Mr. Taburin's position reflects the fact that they can't support their positions in this case on the merits. I think it's important to know Mr. Taburin wants to rely upon a trial brief that he submitted back in May. 4 months later, here we are. He did not submit a trial brief with updated exhibits, updated positions, updated income, any of those matters whatsoever. To the extent that he did submit a trial brief, it was the one from May, and he just re-emailed it to the court and to me on Wednesday. I think if Mr. Taburin felt that that was sufficient, that he had filed that trial brief back in May, he wouldn't have felt compelled to then email it on Wednesday. So I would submit that neither side has been fully compliant with the scheduling order to have it in 7 days in advance. There's no dispute that Mr. Taburin did receive our trial brief. Our trial brief consists of nothing different than Mr. Taburin and I have been discussing being my client's position in the case, and her position in the case hasn't changed since the parties attempted to mediate before I came on the case. So it's consistent with everything that plaintiff has said that she was requesting in this case, in the same way that Mr. Taburin wants to rely upon a brief that he filed back in May. With respect to income, my client absolutely should be able to testify to her income. We haven't produced exhibits with respect to her income because she's self-employed and frankly, she doesn't have them. So, we're not intending to present physical exhibits, but her testimony certainly can be presented today. Mr. Taborn's going to have an opportunity to challenge her on that. Our position with parenting time is the exact same parenting time schedule that the parties have been exercising throughout the duration of this case, which aligns with the best interest considerations that were identified in the friend of the court report recommendation. So that's all been set out before. So if Mr. Taborn wants to rely upon his trial brief, that's 4 months stale, we ought to be able to rely upon what our positions and positions of friend of the court has been in here. Look, we didn't offer an analysis on the custodial best interest factors because my understanding is the parties don't dispute that. They're both asking for joint legal custody. So I don't think we need to spend any time on the aspect of the custodial best interest factors. It's clear the custodial environment is with my client. She can testify to that. Mr. Taborn can challenge her on that. His client can take a different position on that. But the request to somehow prevent my client from testifying on these matters when it's been clear throughout the entire case what her position is on it, I think just is Mr. Taborn's last ditch effort to try to get his client's position when they can't really support it based upon what's transpired over the past 14 months. The other issue, Your Honor, is Mr. Taborn wants to point fingers at my client with respect to being timely with exhibits, timely with disclosures, and therefore muzzle her this morning. But Mr. Taborn's client has his own warts when it comes to turning things over and being timely with discovery. There were timeshare properties that were not disclosed. There was the Wesleyan summary plan, the church's pension plan that he's a part of, that was not disclosed. There were other benefits summaries and statements that were not disclosed. These are all things that he was obligated to turn over to plaintiff all the way back to the days of the verified financial information form and failed to do. Mr. Taborn himself told me that it was just this week that he discovered from his client that there was the existence of a timeshare property. So, I understand Mr. Taborn wanting to basically play the game this morning with one team not taking the field. But he's got his, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Let's either try this thing on its merits, continue it so that both sides meet that 7-day requirement with respect to a trial brief and actually get a trial brief from Mr. Taborn that's not 4 months old. And be able to have an opportunity to get further disclosure on these timeshare things and that matter. But I think not allowing either party to proceed on the merits of the case this morning with their presentation just goes entirely too far given the conduct of Mr. Taborn's side of the case.
Mr. Taborn?
There's no disputing the fact. Our brief is on file. The plaintiff's was not on file till Monday. The timeshare, I believe, is a resolved issue. It's a red herring. The court issued an order. And I would go back. We followed the order. Our VFIS were filed months ago. Mr. Worth mentioned my client's retirement account. It's on his VFIF. It was labeled as a pension, so Mr. Worth questioned whether it was a defined benefit or contribution plan, but my client and I discussed that. We discussed that with the prior attorney months ago. The bottom line is plaintiff didn't follow the order. They're scrambling, trying to find a way to defend it. I'll leave it, to the court's discretion, obviously, but the brief was filed Friday at, I think, like 3:07 p.m. was when I got it via email.
All right, thank you. The scheduling order is very clear. Briefs are to be filed at least 7 days prior to trial. It is clear that the defendant did comply. There's no requirement in here that briefs be updated. I've got the order right in front of me. And the other thing that's very clear in my scheduling order is that any witnesses or exhibits not identified and exchanged according to the scheduling order may be excluded from evidence at trial. And any exhibits that were submitted to the court or witness lists that were not received by the court for either party before 7 days before trial are excluded. Now, the parties can certainly testify, but any witnesses that were not disclosed prior to that cannot. And as I said, no exhibits can be admitted that were not submitted to the court prior to 7 days before trial. The other thing I need to indicate, it also talks about trial limits, time limits. It doesn't specify in here. I usually do, but it does indicate and does give the parties notice that the court will impose time limits. And for a case such as this court typically assigns an hour and a half per party. So there's no businesses really. I know that the plaintiff is self-employed, but at least the gist that I get is not that this is I don't know what the word to use, substantial employment where there would need to be significant evidence presented. So the front of the court recommendation was provided to everybody months ago. So obviously that is something that the court can take a look at. But Ms. Van Doller will keep track of time and we'll get started. Do each of you want to make additional opening statements? You kind of did just now, but.
Your Honor, if I could just clarify, when we talk about 1.5 hours, how do we factor in cross-exam on that?
It counts. If you look at the scheduling order, there's an example in there.
Okay.
Plaintiff's total time includes plaintiff's opening statement, plaintiff's direct and redirect, cross-examination of defendants, witnesses, and plaintiff's closing argument.
Okay. So it's okay.
Okay. Mr. Worth.
Your Honor, for purposes of clarification on witnesses, typically, even in trial briefs, the parties are permitted to reserve rebuttal witnesses. I suppose for rebuttal purposes, your position does not apply this morning.
Correct.
Thank you. All right. I'll waive opening. I think the parties' positions are clear.
Likewise.
Okay.
So I'll waive opening in order to save time and start with my first witness, who will be my client.
Okay. And ma'am, would you raise your right hand?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mrs. Thompson, you are the plaintiff in this lawsuit, correct?
Yes.
All right. And so at some point you filed for divorce?
Yes.
And who did an attorney assist you in that filing?
No.
Did you later obtain an attorney?
Yes.
And was that attorney through legal aid?
Yes.
And then at some point in April, did you request that I come on the case in the place of the legal aid attorney?
Yes.
All right. Now, when did you meet Mr. Thompson, the defendant in this case?
I met him in 2006.
And when did you marry?
2008.
All right. Now, at the time that you met Mr. Thompson in 2006, did either of you have children?
Yes.
And did both or just you?
Both.
Both. And how many children did you have when you met Mr. Thompson in 2006?
One.
One. Male or female?
Female.
All right. And what was her age when you met Mr. Thompson?
She 11, going on 12.
Okay. And how about Mr. Thompson? How many children did he have when you met?
3.
3. And what were their genders?
2 females, 1 male.
Okay. And what were their ages when you met?
They were 8 and 9.
And how about the third child?
Oh, I'm sorry, they're twins. The twins were 9. And the baby girl was 8.
Okay. So he had one set of twins who were each 9 and then an 8-year-old.
Yes.
Okay. And then you married 2 years later?
Yes.
All right. At the time that you married the 5 children, those 5 children, or 4 children rather, your daughter and Mr. Thompson's 3 children, are they all now adults?
Yes.
Okay. And what are their adult ages?
My daughter is 30, and then baby girl back then, she's 27, and then the twins are 28.
Okay. And then is there a child that is part of this marriage between you and Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
Okay, and what's that child's name?
Her name is Neoshia.
Okay, and when was she born?
She was born 2010.
And how old is she now?
She's 14. She'll be 15.
Okay, and you and Mr. Thompson were married at the time of her birth?
Yes.
Has there ever been any doubt for you that she's Mr. Thompson's biological child?
No.
Has he ever questioned whether or not she's his biological child, to your knowledge?
No.
Okay. When you were married, where were you married?
We were married in Chicago.
In Chicago, in the state of Illinois?
Yes.
Do you recall which county that was?
Cook County.
Cook County. And what was the specific date of the marriage?
August 16th, 2008.
All right. And at some point, did you marry in Chicago because that's where you wanted to have the ceremony, or were you living there at the time?
That's where we wanted to have this ceremony.
Okay. Where were you living at the time of the marriage, of the wedding?
We were in Flossmoor. I had just ended my lease. We were in Flossmoor, Illinois. So I lived in Chicago before.
So you were both residing in Illinois at the time of the wedding?
Yes.
Okay. And then at some point, did you relocate to Michigan?
Yes.
Okay. When was that?
That was around 2015, I believe.
Was that 2015?
Yes.
Okay. And where did you relocate to?
To Kentwood, Michigan.
Kentwood, Michigan.
Mhm.
So since 2015, have you been living together in the state of Michigan
Yes.
and in Kent County?
Yes.
Okay. Now, with respect to your daughter, what is your position on legal custody?
I have to make sure I get these right. Legal custody, I don't mind if me and him share legal custody.
Okay. What is your understanding of legal custody?
Legal custody means like major decisions with her, as far as like, I'm not sure if it means like doctors or things like that, but if anything major happens to our daughter, if she is in a car accident and maybe needs a transplant or something like that, we would come together and discuss that.
Okay.
How we'd like to proceed.
So is it your understanding, for by way of hypothetical, that if there was a major medical decision that needed to be made regarding your daughter, you and Mr. Thompson would have to agree to that decision, otherwise file a motion with the court and ask the court to decide?
Yes.
And that might be different. Is it your understanding that that might be different than if your daughter had a stomach ache one morning and needed to go be seen by the doctor, or fell off a trampoline and broke her arm and needed to be taken to the emergency room?
Yeah, I would think that would be different.
Okay. And is it also your understanding that selecting doctors, mental health professionals, starting new courses of treatment like counseling or therapy would fall under the joint legal custodial decision making?
No, I wouldn't think that would fall under legal custody.
All right. If it does that change your position on on legal custody?
Yes.
Okay. So describe what your understanding is and why that would change your position.
It would change my position because I am the one that takes her to the doctors, to all of her appointments. I'm the one that picks her doctors. I always have been. She was working with a therapist at school. I had to sign for that, and for her to even have a therapist now, I'm the one that had to sign for that. I take her to her appointments all the time. Everything that goes on with her, I'm normally the one that is there with her and takes her to those places. Mr. Thompson does not.
So historically, you view yourself as having been the primary caregiver on those types of decisions and appointments, and the logistics of getting her there and the follow-up up to those appointments?
Always, even when I worked, always it was me. He didn't do it.
Okay. Now, do you have concerns that if Mr. Thompson had an equal voice in making those decisions, that would have some type of negative impact upon your daughter?
Yes.
Okay. Can you describe what that would be?
I think that the time frame, that for one, he doesn't know any of the information about her as far as like her doctors and things like that. When I'm sorry, my mind is like kind of racing. When I ask him to make certain decisions, he can't make it because he's working. He does not allot the time. So I'm usually the one that has to take off work or stop whatever I'm doing to make sure those things are done, and he is not. So if she needed some type of care like that, I'm the one that has relationships with our doctor. And I would just feel more comfortable with me doing it rather than him because he doesn't have relationships with any of them.
Now, when you talk about him, not needing, or that he would or would not take off work, those types of things, are you speaking to the logistics of getting her to appointments and attending appointments, or are you speaking to the ability to discuss major decisions that need to be made and resolving at a decision together in a productive way?
Yeah, even when it comes to making decisions in a productive way, it normally takes him a while, and sometimes it takes um, more time than necessary. So things end up last minute. And when Mr. Thompson gets certain information, he does not share it with me. Even when I ask, he does not share it with me, but I'm more open and apt to share things with him, especially when I'm talking about with us and our child.
Okay. Now, as it relates to decisions about where she attends school, do you think you and Mr. Thompson agree on that?
Yes,
And what year is your daughter in that school?
she's going into her sophomore year.
Sophomore year. So she should have about 3 more years of school.
Yes,
Do you believe that you and Mr. Thompson agree that she should continue in her current school?
yes,
All right. To the extent that there's other decisions that arise for her education, do you think that you and Mr. Thompson can reach agreement on the decisions that need to be made?
yes,
Okay. And is it your understanding that making those types of decisions is part of joint legal custody?
yes. Sometimes I have concerns.
Okay. What concerns do you have?
Well, I wanted to put her in a camp before because she needs help. Her school is kind of limited in sports, and I wanted to put her in a camp. And Mr. Thompson basically did not want to help pay for those camps. It was things that would make her better in the sport because her schools, they don't have, they're not equipped to kind of like get her the training that she needs.
Okay.
And so,
So would you describe the camp as being a part of the school, or would you describe the camp as being an extracurricular?
it would probably be an extracurricular.
Okay. Was that extracurricular camp going to impact Mr. Thompson's parenting time schedule?
I don't think so.
Okay. Now, with respect to her religious upbringing, do you believe that you and Mr. Thompson agree on what her religious upbringing should continue to be for the next 3 years, or do you think you're unable to agree on those things?
No, I think we agree on that.
All right. So is it fair to say your primary concern as it relates to legal custody is in the realm of medical,
Yeah,
physical, mental health, and dental health?
yes,
Okay. And is it accurate that your primary concern relates to Mr. Thompson's timeliness in participating in the communication so that the timely decisions can be made for your daughter? Is that one aspect?
that's one aspect.
And that the other aspect is that he, in your opinion, he does not share information with you that would be important and significant to that decision-making process. Is that the other aspect?
Yes,
Okay. Any other concerns regarding legal custody?
no.
All right. Now, what is the current parenting time schedule that you and Mr. Thompson have been exercising in this case with your daughter?
We have been exercising every other week, Thursday to Sunday. And
So Mr. Thompson has your daughter every other Thursday through Sunday?
yes,
All right. And where does he usually pick her up, or what time does he usually pick her up on Thursdays?
so Thursdays he'll normally pick her up after school if school is in session. If school is not in session, he'll pick her up from home. And then on Sundays, he drops her off at home.
And what time, if he's not transitioning through the school day, what time does he pick her up on Thursdays?
Basically, whatever time he wants. So it'll normally be in the evening time, about 5 or 6 p.m. when he gets off work.
Okay, so there's no hard fast time that you have right now, but the most consistent time is somewhere between 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock after he finishes his workday?
Yeah.
Okay, and what time does he drop her off on Sunday?
Normally about 9 o'clock because she does a Sunday youth program at the church.
So is that 9 o'clock a.m.?
That's 9 o'clock p.m. The program normally ends at 8, and she lives rather close, but he gets her home about 9.
Okay, so if school's in session, he's picking her up at school. If it's not in session, he's usually picking her up between 5 and 6 on every other Thursday. And then each Sunday, he's dropping her off around 9 p.m.
Yes.
All right. Do you believe that that schedule is in the best interest of your daughter?
Yes.
Why?
It's in the best interest of my daughter because of the way her activity schedule goes and everything else that she's doing. It makes it easier for her to just, have her time with him. It's planned, it's set, and it doesn't interfere with any of the other activities, especially because of the way Curtis's schedule is. And that is the way he kind of preferred it before in the past, where she would, I would be the one to pick her up. I would be the one to drop her off. So I'm the one that's doing her homework with her. I'm the one that's making sure that she has all her activities and everything else done and taken care of. And he would, those weekends, that time is just kind of set. He knows that's his time. He gets off work. She's there. It's just easier. And she kind of expects that. She doesn't like the middle of the week thing.
How long have you and Mr. Thompson been exercising this current parenting time schedule?
Since the judge has put it in place with our first, I think, court meeting when Mr. Thompson put me in court for joint custody.
So originally there was a custody case opened by Mr. Thompson, which he was plaintiff and you were defendant.
Yes.
And then you subsequently filed for divorce, correct?
Yes.
And then the court put the two cases together.
Yes.
All right. So your recollection is that this parenting time schedule has been in place since that custodial action was in place prior to the divorce even being filed?
Yes.
So how many months would you anticipate that's been?
About, I think about 10 months.
Roughly 10 months?
Yes.
Okay. Now, does your daughter, and I don't want you to tell me what she says, but I just want to know, does your daughter ever express to you how she feels about this current?
Objection, calls for a hearsay answer.
I'm just asking if it's ever been discussed. I specifically directed my client not to tell us what the daughter has said.
Requesting an expression would be hearsay.
Mr. Worth?
I made my position. I've stated my position. I think Mr. Taborn's incorrect. I don't have anything further to.
I'll overrule the objection, but again, I'm not sure how this is going to help me, but go ahead.
Has your daughter ever expressed how she thinks this parenting time schedule is going?
Yes.
All right. When she's done that, do you have the opinion that she's of an age where that expression of her preference is appropriate?
Yes.
And do you feel like she has the kind of maturity when she's expressed that preference?
Yes.
So in your mind, do you think that your daughter's preference should be given weight by this court?
Yes.
All right. What is your opinion as to what you believe your daughter would like to do?
She would like, my opinion is that she would like a little more time, not 50-50, because
And what do you think that looks like? So let me break that down. So your opinion is that she would not want 50-50 parenting time, correct?
Yes. Yes.
All right. But did I hear you say she would like a little bit more time?
Yes.
All right. Do you have a sense of what that looks like?
Yes.
And what does that look like?
Mondays, after school.
Okay. Now with respect to these custodial best interest factors, how would you describe the bond between your daughter and you?
Very close.
And how would you describe that bond with Mr. Thompson?
Her and her dad have a good relationship. She has opinions about some things about her dad.
Okay. If she's got a problem, who does she go to?
Me.
How do you know that she doesn't go to Mr. Thompson?
She talks to me about some things. She's with him, it's hard for her to talk about certain things. And when she wants something or asks him for things, he does not give immediate responses. And sometimes they're very late, even too late.
Is it accurate that you and Mr. Thompson haven't resided together since April of 2024?
Yes.
Okay. So is it also accurate then to say you've had limited observations of your daughter with Mr. Thompson since that time?
Yes.
Okay. Going back to when you were all living together, how would you describe the relationship between Mr. Thompson and your daughter?
Of course they love each other, but he wasn't available. He was always working, and when he wasn't working, he was downstairs watching TV. So he didn't interact a lot.
Moving on to factor B with the capacity and disposition along the same line, who would stay home from work if your daughter was sick?
Me.
Who would handle the school and homework issues?
Me.
Who would handle this?
However, Curtis is better in math.
Curtis is better in math.
Curtis is better.
Okay, so if we had math homework, then maybe dad would be involved.
Yeah, it was just she would try to come to me because of how he handled her. Sometimes he can be very, as a matter of factly, sometimes it will result in crying and frustration, but he was better in math.
Okay, so let me unpack that a minute. When you say sometimes it would result in crying and frustration, who would be crying and frustrated?
Our daughter.
Okay, and that would be when she would approach dad with questions related to school.
Yes.
And you kind of described how that would be. What describe that again? Like how what would be the dynamic there?
Sometimes when Curtis explains things or tries to get her to understand things and she can't understand them, he has a way of making you feel like you're not so smart. And he just kind of like, it doesn't stop there. Like you have to get it done. And if you can't get it done, if you're not understanding him, he kind of has a way of making you feel bad.
Okay, and so you said your daughter would typically come to you first.
Yeah. Or even like afterwards or in the midst, and he didn't like for her to do that.
Okay.
For me to get involved.
Who would typically handle sports and other activities and extracurriculars for the child?
Both of us will be at games. If there were times when I was busy and could not come to a game, which was rare, he'd probably show up at the game, or she's in a long distance game, but she's far away. He will go to those faraway games.
Okay.
But for the most part, both of us.
And what types of things is your daughter involved in?
Volleyball, basketball, track. She's in the plays. She sings. She does a lot.
And when you say she sings, is she singing in the school choir, church choir, part of a community vocal club, or she just enjoys singing on her own?
Well, she enjoys singing on her own, but she's a part of the school choir, and when in the drama program, she does that, and she does not do it at church.
All right. To your knowledge, does she want to continue all of those extracurriculars?
Yes.
Okay. Now, how would you describe the way you would discipline your daughter versus Mr. Thompson?
Well, a lot of times, some of our stuff kind of ends with laughing and joking.
Is that for both of you, Mr. Thompson and yourself, or are you describing yourself?
Oh, I'm describing myself with our daughter.
Okay.
We talk when she knows that she disappoints me. Now I will raise my voice. I will talk in a louder tone to her to show her that I'm firm on some things, but for the most part, like we talk, and I always want her to feel comfortable knowing that she can come to me about things. For instance, if she has a crush, she understands that she cannot date. Of course, she can't have boyfriends yet. One time she was she was talking to me about somebody that she liked, and her dad got upset and told her that she wouldn't be his daughter or something if she was dating somebody. It was something. It was so crazy, and he wasn't joking. There was like no joke at the end of it. It was just, to me, it was inappropriate, and it was a lot.
Okay. Have you ever observed Mr. Thompson use physical discipline as a form of discipline?
Maybe when she was younger, but yeah, but nothing like abusive in my opinion.
Okay. How about for yourself?
Physically, but nothing abusive.
Was that when she was younger or
Mhm.
currently?
No, not currently.
Okay. Do you have concerns about the way Mr. Thompson disciplines your daughter, other than the one that you shared about the statement that she wouldn't be his daughter if she dated somebody under certain circumstances?
I think that sometimes Curtis can kind of go overboard with things, and he probably so he sometimes Curtis will talk and keep going whether he's right or wrong, and you cannot interrupt. You can't stop him. I observed one time when we were in Oak Island, and our daughter had an issue with cutting, and that is one of the reasons why she was seeing a therapist at school.
Let me interrupt you for a moment. When you say your daughter had a problem with cutting, is that this daughter?
Yes, this daughter, our
Okay.
youngest daughter.
Okay. And
Okay.
so you said that was one of the reasons that she was in therapy. So
Yeah.
please continue.
Yeah. And so her dad, when we went to Oak Island to visit friends, he was fussing at her about something. And I've learned in the past when Curtis is talking to the kids to try not to say anything, because if I do, he'll kind of like turn it my way and it'll just go on and on and on. And so he was disciplining her by, verbally, disciplining her, and he just wouldn't stop. She could not say anything, and she started digging. And he was so focused on what he was saying that he wasn't paying attention to her. I can't interrupt. I try to interrupt, and Curtis just kind of goes on and he talks and he gets out what he needs to say. She came in the room afterwards and she looked at me and she showed me her arms, and she was just like, "Mommy, I'm sorry. I couldn't help it." And I tried talking to him about it later, like, Curtis, like, it's too much. You have to know, like, when to stop.
How old was she when that happened?
She was about 11.
Okay. To your knowledge, has she continued to have an issue with cutting?
No.
Okay. Would you describe what you've described? Is it fair to say that Mr. Thompson is lecturing the child?
Yes.
And does the lecture involve two-way dialogue between Mr. Thompson and the child, or is it just him lecturing the child?
It's just him.
And how long would something like that go on for?
It can go on for a long time. It can go on for 20 to 30 minutes if you're quiet and you don't say anything. If you say something, it can go on for over an hour.
Okay. Do you have family in this community?
I have some cousins that I'm not around.
Okay. Do you have other family outside of the community that you're in contact with?
Yes.
Okay. How often does your daughter interact with family and those types of connections?
Not often.
Okay. Has that always been the case?
Yeah, kind of. My mother, my family wanted more of a relationship, especially when we found out my mom had cancer. And Curtis kind of like shut some of those things down. He told me about her going to the family reunions that he felt like I wouldn't be able to keep an eye on her and I'd be too busy, so she couldn't come. And my mother was very disappointed about that because my mother had cancer. She eventually ended up passing away. Um, it even happened when we were living in Illinois. Apani was a preemie when she was born. So she was in a hospital her first 3.5 weeks. I think Curtis kept her in the house for her first 3 years. She could not really have any contact with anybody because he was like that protective. And yeah.
Okay, so the lack of interaction with your side of the family, do you view that as being a decision that you made, a decision that Mr. Thompson made, or a joint decision?
It was a decision that he made and I respected it.
Okay, and what was the reason that you respected it? Because you agreed with it, or another reason?
I just didn't want any problems, so I just picked peace. But no, especially when my mom was dying, or my mother had cancer, I did not agree with it.
Okay, now how about Mr. Thompson? Does he have family in the community?
Here, no,
All right, and where's most of that family?
his family is in Chicago too.
Okay, and has your daughter had regular contact with Mr. Thompson's side of the family?
By phone mostly.
Not a lot of physical interaction?
No, his mom will come out and visit.
Okay. To your knowledge, what's the reason for lack of regular contact with Mr. Thompson's side of the family?
Well, his other children don't really talk to us. Now they're beginning, I kind of extended a olive branch with the children because they have children now and getting them Christmas gifts. So they'll send the youngest a Christmas gift, but they don't really have relationships. They used to just walk past and just kind of ignore her and us.
So these are Mr. Thompson's 3 children at the time
Yes.
that you were married.
Yes, and one lived with us.
Was it one of the twins or the other child?
One of the twins, the son, he lived
So,
with us.
As an adult was living with you or in childhood?
In childhood, he lived with us until adulthood,
Okay.
until college,
Where did Mr. Thompson's other children live?
with their mom.
And do you know why they weren't all living with you and Mr. Thompson?
Because he didn't fight for custody of them. And then by the time that I was like, we need to get them because the environment with their mom is just not good. But by that time they were teenagers and they had so much freedom. They didn't want to come. The son did, of course, he came.
All right. So how old was the child who came to live with you and Mr. Thompson?
Brock was 12 when he came to live with us. As soon as we got married.
And what were the circumstances surrounding him coming to live with you instead of the other two?
He had a problem with his mom's lifestyle and a lot of the drama that was going on over in the household. The mom made decisions like having her having different sexual preferences around him and just different things he did not like. He thought it would be better for him to come and stay with his dad. He felt the environment was more stable.
And in your opinion, based on your observations of what was going on with all that, Mr. Thompson never fought for a change in custody or parenting time with the mother of the stepchildren?
Just the son. As far as the other girls, he asked them eventually, like, "Hey, do you want to come here? Because if you do, we'll fight for you." And the girls basically said they get more freedom where they are, so they decided to stay.
Okay. Now, well, on that vein, your daughter at the time that you and Mr. Thompson got married, who is she living with?
Me.
All right. And what were your custodial circumstances as it related to your daughter?
As far as me and her father,
Yes.
her father had visitation with her.
And how frequently did he see her?
He did not come as much as he should. He had the same thing every other weekend, but he chose not to exercise those. And Curtis just kind of told me, like, she was like 12. He told me to stop getting involved in that and making him, she's old enough to make her own decisions. And she wanted to see him more, but her dad was just kind of involved in his own family and stuff.
Okay. Was there an order in place through the court granting you custody?
Yes, I had full custody of father.
All right, so you had sole custody of your daughter,
Yes,
all right, when she was a child.
yes,
And was that out of a court in Illinois?
yes.
Okay. With respect to turning back to factor B, one last thing here. It sounds like your daughter has an active involvement in church and religion. Is that accurate?
The baby girl?
Yes.
Yes.
And how would you describe your participation and Mr. Thompson's participation in her church and religious activities?
When Curtis is at church, majority of the time he's working. Pani likes going to church to do children's ministry, not so much sitting in the sanctuary. So she likes the babysitting component. So usually when everybody else is at church, she's babysitting when she is with him. And I did express to him that she probably needs more time where she's sitting in front of the pastor so she can learn some things. But she gets, when she goes on Sundays, she has the youth group where she gets information. And then when she's with me on Sundays, she attends church as well.
Okay. So to put some context to this, what does Mr. Thompson do for a living?
He's a pastor. He's an executive pastor now.
All right. And what church is he the executive pastor at?
Kentwood Community Church.
And does your daughter attend that church?
She attends both churches, but yes.
And you don't attend that church, correct?
Not anymore, no.
Okay. Prior to April 2024, did you attend that church?
Yes.
All right. And then after leaving, did you find a new church community?
Yes.
And so now your daughter attends both churches?
Yes.
All right. Would you describe Mr. Thompson as being involved and active in her church and religious upbringing?
Yes.
And would you describe yourself as also being active in that?
Yes.
Okay. Moving to factor C, who buys clothes and food for the child?
Me, majority of the time.
And what do you base that on?
What do you mean?
Well, why do you have the opinion that you're buying more food and clothing for your daughter than Mr. Thompson is?
Oh, because majority of her things are at her home as at our house on Effingham that we all lived in together. Majority of those things came from me and also the home here. And even last year when I did ask for support, help with that, Mr. Thompson didn't help. She's in high school now. She doesn't have to wear a uniform anywhere more. There's a strict dress code. I bought all of her clothing.
Okay. Does your daughter have any special needs?
No.
All right. How would you describe Mr. Thompson's earning capacity compared to your earning capacity?
He earns a lot more than me. He always has.
All right. So would you agree that he has the capability to meet your daughter's needs financially?
Yes.
Do you think he has the willingness to do so?
No.
What do you base that on?
Mr. Thompson does not like to spend money. So when you ask him for things, he's very hard and strict on what he gives. And he's always questioning, like, what do you need it for? And then even if you show him everything, he'll decide what he wants to give you.
So during the marriage, could you describe how that played out in your relationship with Mr. Thompson?
Curtis decided that my allowance would be $100 a month. It was that way after I worked in advertising and got an employment after I had the baby, everything. I used to have to borrow money from friends because Mr. Thompson would not help. And eventually we had to go and see marriage counselors about it because it was just becoming so much. And he agreed to give me $100 a month.
So after the child was born, was Mr. Thompson the only one working out of the home?
Yes.
And he was in charge of the finances,
Yes.
and he was giving you $100 a month as an allowance?
Yeah, he eventually started giving me $100 a month for an allowance and a full tank of gas, one tank of gas each month.
Okay. And when it comes to the expenses of the household, was Mr. Thompson paying all of the expenses of the household?
Yeah, when I stopped working, Mr. Thompson was paying all the expenses in the household.
All right, so you
Well,
go ahead. Did you?
I was trying to think of something, but all of that was when I had exhausted everything. Yeah, he began doing that. Before then, we shared in that. I had to pay all of, my own bills.
Okay.
And yeah.
When you say you had to pay all of your own bills, what do those bills consist of?
My car note, any credit cards or anything that I had, my phone, and I think the only thing that Mr. Thompson agreed that we can do together was car insurance. And then I had to give an additional, he wanted $1,200 a month, but I told him I could only give $900 a month, but he was so upset that I told him that I would just give him $1,200 a month based off of my income. And then my salary was cut by 25% because of the recession.
So where were you working at that time?
I was working in advertising at Carol H. Williams Advertising.
Okay.
That's all right.
And so what year?
Can you spell that, please, for the record?
Carol H. Williams Advertising. Do you want me to give you the abbreviation or the whole thing?
Just what you said. So Carol H. Williams, spelled the same, the normal way?
Yes.
For the hour. Okay. All right. Thank you.
What years was that occurring?
I worked there from 2006 to 2009. And then we were pregnant in 2009. I received unemployment for about 2 years.
Okay, so I just want to circle back and try to clarify your testimony.
Okay.
So from 2000 to 2006 to 2009, that is before the birth of this child, correct?
Yes.
And you were working at the advertising company, correct? Yes. And how much were you earning there?
I think 52,000.
52,000 was your salary?
Yes.
And the arrangement with Mr. Thompson was that you were to give him $1,200 a month.
Yes.
Okay. And then you were pregnant with your daughter, and eventually your daughter was born, correct?
Yes.
All right. And at that point, you were no longer working for this advertising agency?
Yeah, I got let go right before, right around the time that we were planning to get pregnant. So we didn't know that I was pregnant when we found out. Yeah.
Okay. And so then did you go back to work full time at some point?
No. No, I tried. I did some freelance work, wasn't able to get back hired. A lot of it, even when I was pregnant, he was kind of like pushing me to work. I couldn't get jobs.
Okay.
And
so when you were talking about Mr. Thompson taking care of the household expenses and giving you a tank of gas and $100 a month, that was after you no longer were at the advertising agency, correct?
Yeah, that was after I wasn't receiving any money at all.
And that's after your child was born or during the pregnancy that change occurred?
After
she was born. Okay. Were you expected to buy food or clothing for yourself or the child out of that $100 a month, or was Mr. Thompson providing for all of that?
I was expected to get my own stuff out of that. And as far as the child, he provided.
Okay. So he was maintaining the household expenses and the expenses for the child. You were expected to cover your own personal expenses?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
And you were given $100 a month for that purpose and one tank of gas?
Yes.
Okay. Moving on to factor D. When you left in April of 2024, would you describe that the living situation was a safe and secure home environment?
No.
Can you explain why?
Mr. Thompson just got very, very, very controlling. There were cameras in the house. He had eventually put cameras inside of the bedroom. I explained to him that I didn't feel comfortable with that. He didn't ask my permission to do it. I didn't even know they were there until one day I turned around and the camera was facing my direction in the bedroom. And later he went on to tell me, well, I turned the camera towards the wall. I didn't understand why we had all these. I understand on the outside perimeter on the house or even facing a door. What I didn't understand was him continuously buying cameras. He was very strict towards me. I had to come to I'm about to say Sanders, my stepfather. I had to come to him to even buy underwear for myself. Mr. Thompson had told me in moving there that Yoshia, you don't have to work because I ended up getting my own office. I ended up working a little bit, saving up some money, and I got my own office because he would not let me he had a problem with me bringing clients in the house for publishing. So he told me to go to Starbucks or the library, and I was telling him I can't do that because it's publishing. A lot of this stuff is confidential. So um, I started working at Nordstrom's. I was making like $11 an hour. He stopped giving me the $100 allowance, although I was paying $234 a month for a transportation to get to work. By the time we got to Michigan, I had to close my office down because Mr. Thompson got this new job. He told me, listen, right now, salary is kind of low. You can go ahead and work on your company because he understood I had to shut my office and everything down. Work on your company, do what it is you need to do. As I make more money, I will give you more money. Mr. Thompson never gave me anything extra. He gave us, I think he made us a budget about $250 a month to sometimes $300 for groceries. If I went over on groceries because I cooked every day, he would make me eat it out of my $100. It was just, he had gotten so strict when it came to that. I should say even more stricter. He would talk at me. If I interrupted, he would repeat himself. He didn't like being interrupted. He was so engulfed in work. You could not interrupt him. He made it to where if I wanted to talk to him about certain things, I would have to go to the church to talk to him. I felt like he sabotaged any opportunities that I had to do something like furthering my career. He had a problem with it. Me working at the radio station, he had a problem with it. Me running for office, he had a problem with it. I tried to get a job at the church. He told me that they were laughing at me during the interview, but he wouldn't tell me what was said. I didn't get the job. I ended up being the director of women's ministry for a while. Curtis had an issue with that. He told me I was disrespectful. When I started going to school to become a pastor, that involved him being my teacher. Curtis had a problem with me in the classroom. I couldn't ask questions with my cohort. If he felt like it was something I discussed with him at home, I couldn't share. Everything just became even more like stricter, and I became more and more like a child. And I explained to him before, like, that's not fair. He just, he became more and more absent. Like, it was just a lot.
And are you an ordained minister now?
No, I'm supposed to be a licensed pastor.
And are you a licensed pastor?
No,
Okay. When you met Mr. Thompson, was he a pastor?
no, he was an ordained minister.
Okay, so I'm misusing the terminology here. When you met Mr. Thompson, was his profession being in the church or was it something else?
His profession, he was an engineer,
Okay. And do you know what type of engineer he was?
civil engineer.
Okay.
So he did project management.
And was he earning more or less as an engineer than as a pastor?
In the beginning, he was earning more as an engineer.
Okay. And did he have to go back to school to become a pastor?
Yes,
And did that happen during the marriage?
yes,
And so were you supporting things at home while he was going to school?
yeah. The children, taking care of the household, making sure that they got to all of their extracurricular activities because we had two in high school and the baby. So making sure they got to and from their activities, doing their homework with them, just all the things so that he could work and go to school.
Okay. Moving on to factor E, the permanence of the family unit. If the child is with you, it would be just the two of you, correct? No one else lives with you?
No one else was with us.
And she's been in that environment since April of 2024?
Yes.
That's how it's been for her?
Yes.
And if she is spending time with Mr. Thompson, is it just the two of them?
I believe so.
To your knowledge, no one else is living in with Mr. Thompson?
To my knowledge, no.
Okay. And none of the your daughter's half siblings live in the home with either of you, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So in either house, to your knowledge, it's just the child and the parent.
Yes.
All right. How about how would you describe your, moving to factor F, your moral fitness as a parent?
Can you?
Have you ever had an extramarital affair that the child's aware of?
No.
How about Mr. Thompson?
No.
Have you ever been involved in viewing pornography or other inappropriate media content that the child is aware of?
No.
How about Mr. Thompson?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Okay. How about any type of criminal record? Do you have a criminal record that somehow impacts your parenting?
No.
No child abuse conviction?
No.
No sexual assault conviction?
No.
Never been pulled over with a child in the vehicle because you're driving at a excessive speed or under the influence?
No.
Okay. How about Mr. Thompson?
We had an accusation by his ex-wife, her claiming child abuse on Curtis's son, and they just kept us under supervision for like 6 months, but there was no validity to her claim.
So was substantiation a word that they may or may not have used?
I can't remember.
Okay, so there was a report by Mr. Thompson's ex-wife that there might have been abuse regarding your stepson who came to live with you, correct?
Yeah.
CPS monitored the situation for a while, correct?
Yes.
But there was never, I think you said validation, there was never a substantiation that the allegations were true or that
Yes.
there was any criminal charges that came from it or anything like that. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay. Now, how about alcohol or drug use? Do you use or abuse alcohol or drugs?
I socially drink, but no, I do not abuse alcohol.
Has it been suggested to you by friends or people in the community who observe you drinking that you have any type of problem?
No.
Okay. Has your daughter ever, to your knowledge, raised concerns about your use of alcohol or drugs?
No.
Questioning, hey, mom, I'm worried about you because, I see you being drunk and this is how it impacts me. Any conversations like that?
No.
How about Mr. Thompson? Have you observed issues with respect to abusing alcohol or drugs?
No.
All right. Now, you've already described Mr. Thompson's demeanor toward you with respect to controlling the finances, the way that he lectures your daughter. Has there been physical abuse?
Yes.
What can you describe the physical abuse?
Yeah, we had a time in the beginning of our marriage where me and Mr. Thompson was having a dispute, and I tried to walk out of the bathroom, and he grabbed me. He turned me around, and he had me by my arms, and he kind of slung me on the counter, and he just kept screaming at me, "Calm down, calm down." The kids, the teenagers ran upstairs to find out what was going on, and I yelled for them not to come into the bathroom so that he could calm down and let me go.
So when you say the teenagers, this would be your daughter outside of the marriage and your stepson.
Yes.
Okay. Was the minor child, the 15-year-old, was she already born at that time?
I don't think so. No.
Okay. So that incident predates the birth of this child.
Mhm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Any other physical abuse during the life of this child?
Yeah, the second time happened when our daughter was she had to be about maybe 2 years old. Yeah, she had to be about 1.5, 2 years old. And again, I was taught that when things get heated, you have to walk away. So I was walking out, and I had her in my arms. He grabbed her from out of my arms and he yanked so hard that his elbow hit me in the shoulder. It was hard, and he would not give her back to me. And I told him, and he was just yelling. He wouldn't give her back, and I was like, I'm going to call the police, and he was just basically like, call 'em. And of course, I didn't do it. Curtis has always been in ministry. He's always been ordained. He wouldn't give her back, so I just had to wait until he was ready to give her back to me and until the situation calmed down.
Any other event of physical abuse?
Yeah, the last incident happened, I think, around 2023. We had got into an argument. Curtis, he does this thing where he just kind of shuts down, and when Curtis is done with the conversation, that's it. We were doing, I believe we were, I don't know if we were doing counseling during this time, but we were talking about like having better ways of doing things. Like we can't just shut down and not revisit a conversation because things don't get resolved. And I've been begging my husband for years, like, we need to pray. We should be praying together. So I went upstairs where he was in the office, and I just kind of like sat on the floor, like had my knees on the floor, and I was just asking him, like, Curtis, can we pray together? Can we talk? Like, man, get up, give me a hug. Curtis was just ignoring me, ignoring me. So finally, Curtis stood up because I guess he was just kind of sick of me talking to him. And I was like, well, at least just give me a hug. And he wouldn't give me a hug. He would not do any of those things. And so he began, like, as he stood up, he began walking forward. But I'm standing in front of him because when he stands up, of course, I have to stand up. And I'm walking in front of him and I'm just basically begging him. I don't want to touch him because I just didn't want anything to happen. So I didn't want to touch him. So Curtis comes close to me. He starts leaning his weight towards me. And I'm like, babe, like, please. And so at this point, my hand is kind of like, on his chest, like begging him. Curtis grabbed me by my arms and he slung me on the floor. And at that point, I just started crying.
Okay. Was your daughter home when that occurred?
I cannot remember if she was home.
Do you have, turning to factor G, do you have any physical health that gets in the way of your ability to parent your daughter?
No,
Okay. To your knowledge, does Mr. Thompson?
no,
How about mental health? Do you have any mental health conditions that get in the way of parenting your daughter?
no,
How about Mr. Thompson? To your knowledge, does he have any diagnoses that impact his ability to parent your child?
no.
You've already talked, for as far as factor H goes, you've already shared a lot of information regarding what your child's involved in from a extracurriculars and school standpoint. But does she do well in school?
Yeah, she does.
All right, and is she active in participating in her school
Yes,
and the church communities?
yes,
And does she have friends?
yes,
All right. Does she generally appear to take her responsibilities at school and at home seriously?
yes.
Okay. Has she had any delinquency issues or attendance issues at school or those types of things?
No.
All right. We've already touched on factor I as far as your opinion goes as to the child's preference. How do you believe Mr. Thompson will be with respect to encouraging your daughter to have that close continuing bond with you? Is that something you think he's going to support
No.
or not support?
No.
Okay, why do you think he's not going to support that?
Just the way that he handles things. Even our oldest daughter, she was crazy about him. She has even tried to spend time with our youngest and him together, and he's kind of shut her down. Like, hey, she's sleeping right now. He does not encourage that relationship. And as far as with me, he doesn't listen when I tell him like certain things are bothering her, like some text messages that his mom, him and his mom had going back and forth. My daughter, my youngest, ended up seeing them because she got access to his mother's computer. She would let her play games on the computer, and I guess some things popped up. And they were talking, I guess the mom cursed, called me a B, and was saying some other things to Curtis. And my youngest was very upset about it. And I knew that talking to Curtis would kind of be an issue. So I went to the mom very respectfully and said, be careful of the conversations you keep as it pertains to me, because the little one saw it and she's very upset about it. So, either, apologize to her about it, but, you just have to be mindful. And she called me kind of like going off and upset. What are you talking?
Objection, hearsay.
She called
I
me.
think-
Sustained.
What does that mean?
You can't testify as to what his mother said.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Um, um, uh, what I, so what ended up happening was Curtis had a conversation. Curtis found out about it and had a conversation with our daughter and told her that she can go to jail for invasion of privacy. So she had no right. And I had our daughter just so upset. So I told Curtis, like, you should have come to me and talked to me about it. I was trying to keep it between me and your mom just to let her know how she felt. Our daughter was very upset about that. And I was like, you put a tracker in my car without my knowledge. Why would you tell her that? Like, why would you tell her that she can go to jail? Curtis was upset. And I'm like, that's just something you don't do to a kid. He knows, we know she's afraid of the police. I went above and beyond to have her have a relationship with the captain of the Kentwood Police Department because she has a strong fear of police. So I asked Curtis, and at this time, I was letting Curtis get her every week.
Okay.
And I told Curtis, like, just give her a couple of weeks. It's just it's too much right now.
Okay.
Curtis came over with the police. The police ended up eventually keeping our daughter with me. But when they came into the house, our daughter was inside of the closet, in her closet, because I was downstairs talking to them. When I came back upstairs, she had locked the door, got inside, yelling for her, couldn't find her because the police needed to make sure she was okay. Found her inside of her closet on the floor crying because she was terrified. Curtis calls 15 minutes after they leave just to say, well, she has to be in church Sunday. Are you gonna make sure she's there to volunteer? No concern for her. No concern for how she was feeling, and she was shook up very bad.
Okay. So to summarize that, there were disparaging comments made by Mr. Thompson and his mother regarding you. Your daughter discovered those, and then what you described was his response to that, telling your daughter that she had essentially violated privacy laws and she could get in trouble with the police as a result of having shared that.
Yes.
Okay. And then you described the circumstances of the Kentwood police coming to the home, to your knowledge, at Mr. Thompson's request. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you described that your daughter already had a preconditioned fear of law enforcement.
Yes.
To your knowledge, why does she have that preconditioned fear?
I think a lot of it had to do with George Floyd, things that she sees on the news, a lot of things in the Black community.
Okay.
So there's a fear. So I've been really pushing for her to have relationships.
So for the record, is it accurate that you are African American?
Yes.
And is it accurate that Mr. Thompson is African American?
Yes.
So is it accurate that your daughter is African American?
Yes.
All right. All right. And being African American, she might have different fears or concerns about the law enforcement community and things that she sees on media and within the Black community.
Yeah, and things that have happened, like her sister, husband being pulled over by police and being threatened to get shot.
Okay.
So all those things.
Now, how about you? Are you disparaging Mr. Thompson in your daughter's presence, or saying things that your daughter's finding out about Mr. Thompson that would be harmful to her relationship with him?
No.
Factor K, I think we've already addressed with respect to domestic violence in the testimony, but is it accurate that in April of 2024, You left the marital home due to your concerns about domestic violence, with you being the victim and Mr. Thompson being the abuser.
Yes,
And did you take your daughter with you
yes,
when you fled for that purpose?
yes,
Did you make contact with any domestic violence shelter or program?
yes.
And which program did you make contact with?
Safe haven?
Safe Havens. And were they able to assist you in getting independent housing?
Yes,
All right. And then did you engage in counseling through Safe Haven?
yes.
Did you receive other domestic violence resources through Safe Haven or any other domestic violence community-based program?
They help with food.
All right. And do you continue to receive counseling or therapeutic services regarding the domestic violence
Not from Safe Haven, no.
through another program
Yes.
or practice?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything else specific to the issues of custody and parenting time that you think is important for the judge to know?
Just that sometimes it's just Curtis can be very heavy on everyone, including our daughter. He does not take the time out to spend time with her or with us. When we were together, his job was just kind of like the main focus. I wouldn't say that Curtis is a bad dad. I do know that our daughter does not want to do 50-50 custody with him. I know that she likes her arrangement, and I would be willing to give more days.
How much money did you make last year?
I think about 26, I think.
Roughly $26,000. And is that what you reported for your 2024 tax return?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, and how did you earn that money?
I worked at Grand GBSU as an admissions counselor.
And how long?
I'm sorry, admissions rep, I'm sorry.
And how long did that employment last?
5 months.
And were you terminated or did you quit?
I was terminated.
And what was the reason that you were terminated?
She said that she felt that I could not keep up.
All right, that you weren't adequately prepared to be in that full-time position?
Yeah.
All right. Did you earn any other income last year?
I earned some unemployment and some money from my publishing.
Okay. And the publishing, is that a startup company that
Yes.
you own? And can you describe how that publishing company operates?
I publish books of inspiration. And I'm like a hybrid publisher. So people just basically pay as they go.
Okay.
And so they pay a consultation fee up front for me to either read their work or put their concept together in a marketing plan. And then from there, I provide services for them. Sometimes at a certain amount per hour, whether it be copy editing, page layout and design, cover and design, writing.
Okay.
I even do ghostwriting.
And so in total, between unemployment, the GVSU position, and the publishing company last year, you reported about 26,000 in income. Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay. When did the GVSU job end?
I want to say, was it July? I believe it was July 2025. 24.
July 2024.
Yeah.
Okay. And at the time that front of the court asked you for income information, were you working at GVSU?
No.
Okay. Had that job already ended?
Yeah.
Okay. And was there a salary that you anticipated to earn at GVSU had you been there all year?
Yes.
What was that salary?
It would have been 42,000.
42,000. Okay. Now this year, how much money have you earned to date? We're in mid-August. How much money have you earned in 2025?
Probably about 25,000.
Okay. And how have you earned the 25,000 to date?
I started I was already doing this, but I turned it into a nonprofit called She Mentor Her. And also through the publishing, I won a grant for the nonprofit and also made money through publishing some company.
Okay. And how much was the grant for?
15,000.
All right. Now, do you have expenses, not personal expenses? Do you have business expenses for the publishing company or the nonprofit company?
Yes.
Okay. And what are some examples of those expenses?
Paying my therapist. I have 5 therapists that work with the company, paying speakers who come in. I pay for the food, the activity expenses. The ladies, I took them on a 3-day retreat, 18 women on a 3-day retreat. All that is computer equipment, consultants to come in and help with my payroll and other things pertaining to the nonprofit.
Okay. So when you say my therapist, you mean therapists that the entity is using to deliver the service that the nonprofit is there, not a therapist that you sit down with personally and receive therapy from, correct?
No, it's an intergenerational mentoring program. So we have 5 therapists for each age group.
Okay. So again, how much was the grant that you received?
15,000.
All right. And are those expenses being paid out of those grant monies?
Some of them, yes.
Okay. So when you say that you've made 25,000 to date, that would be revenue that you've received, right? Like money that you've received. Is that correct?
Yes.
But then you're paying expenses out of those monies,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
So you haven't put $25,000 into your pocket this year.
No.
All right. What would you estimate is what you've actually been able to have as income for your own personal needs and the needs of your daughter in 2025?
Probably so far, maybe around 10,000, somewhere around that range so far.
And then what other sources of income are you receiving? Is there a child support order in this case?
He just started paying child support.
Okay. And when was he supposed to start paying?
He was supposed to start, I think, back in March or May, one of those.
And when did, to your knowledge, when did he start paying?
Oh, I think around July or August. I got it written down somewhere.
Okay. All right. But
I've only received 5 payments.
But your recollection is around July or August.
Yeah, I could be wrong. Yeah, somewhere around there.
To your knowledge, is there past due child support?
No, around June. I'm sorry. I think around June.
All right. So thinking about it a little bit more, your testimony is June is when payments started?
I think.
Okay. And to your knowledge, is there a child support arrearage in this case?
Yes.
Okay. How about other sources of income? You described before through the domestic violence resources, you were getting some food assistance. Do you get assistance from any community-based organizations or the church?
I get public aid. I
Public
get food
aid?
stamps.
Okay. All right.
Some food stamps.
All right. So you're getting some,
Mr. Worth, Ms. Van Oler just told me you have 20 minutes left. So
thank you, Your Honor.
just want to keep you updated.
So you're getting some state benefits through MDHHS, is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
All right. Now, the school that your child attends, is there a tuition expense there?
Yes.
All right. What is that? If somebody was just coming in from the community and starting over, what is the tuition expense there?
Just a regular tuition.
Yeah.
I think it's about 10,000. I think.
Okay. And does Mr. Thompson get a discount because of his activity in the church?
Yeah, I think he only pays 400.
All right. So you believe
134.
So you believe with the discount, your daughter's cost of tuition is about $435 a month?
Yes.
Due to Mr. Thompson's involvement in the church?
Yes.
All right. And if you were to pay your daughter's tuition, what would the tuition cost be?
$98.
All right. So if you were to pay the tuition based upon your economic circumstances, the tuition would be subsidized all the way down to just $98 a month.
Yes.
With no contribution from Mr. Thompson.
Right.
All right. Would you have to claim the child for tax credit purposes in order to receive that reduction?
Yes.
Okay. So do you believe you should receive the deduction for the child tax credit rather each year of the next 3 years so that you can have that tuition benefit for your daughter.
Yes,
Okay. Do you believe you should have spousal support in this case?
yes,
Why do you need spousal support?
because my rent is more than our mortgage. Our mortgage is only $1,315 a month. Rent keeps going up. Rent is $1,700 a month. And then I have to pay expenses for our daughter, getting her back and forth to school, even cost me a tank of gas a week. Yeah, just cell phone bill, just all the extra things that I have to pay on top of that.
Okay. And in preparing for this trial, did you and I discuss that there's something called a margin soft calculator that gives us a calculation as to proposed spousal support amounts?
Yes,
And do you recall that there's a scale 0 to 100 and that kind of suggests probability that the person should be awarded spousal support?
yes.
And do you recall what that number was?
Yeah, it was like 68.
And do you recall that it makes a suggestion or recommendation as for how long you should receive spousal support?
Yes,
And do you recall how long that period was?
yes.
How long was it?
About 6.7 years.
Okay. And that it then suggested the amount of spousal support that you should receive per month. Do you remember what the amount of that was?
Yes,
What was that?
$1,729.
Okay. Do you believe that if you had that spousal support award, that would be adequate along with the child support to help you maintain the lifestyle you used to have as you get back up to speed in the workforce?
Yes,
All right. Now, based upon your experience at GVSU and the criticism that you received that you were not up to speed for full-time work, do you believe that you could obtain and maintain full-time employment today?
yes.
Yes, you do believe you can?
I want to,
Okay, you want to. Do you
Yeah.
believe that you can?
No.
Okay. Have you applied to positions out in the workplace?
Yes,
Have you interviewed for positions?
yes,
Have you received job offers?
no,
Have you received a single job offer that you've declined to take?
no.
Why do you think that is?
I think a lot of it has to do with my age. I think race plays a factor, and the fact that I have not held a job for like over 10 years.
All right. Your Honor, at this point, I'll pass the witness to Mr. Taboran, and for whatever time I have left with this side of the case, I'll reserve it for redirect.
Okay. And just to remind you, it also includes cross of any of Mr. Taburan's witnesses.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Taburan.
Now, do we have time for a very quick, like 5-minute restroom break?
Sure.
Okay, thank
We'll
you.
reconvene at 10:45. We'll do 10 minutes. We're back on the record in the matter of Thompson versus Thompson after a short recess. And Ms. Thompson, you are still under oath. Mr. Taburan.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Thompson, I want to follow up with you on your request regarding legal custody. Can you clarify, are you asking the court to grant joint legal custody or sole legal custody to yourself?
From my understanding of that, I think I wanted to share custody from what I was saying about the legal custody.
Yes, my question is whether you're requesting joint legal custody where you and Mr. Thompson would share legal custody, or are you requesting that sole legal custody be granted to yourself?
Can I put him on pause for a minute?
You cannot, even
Okay.
though we're doing this by Zoom and we're seated here together, just like Mr. Taboran and his client, you have to answer Mr. Taboran's questions without my assistance unless I object to something.
Okay, so I think I'm saying joint legal custody.
Okay, so for the
understanding.
record, you are in agreement that you and Mr. Thompson will share joint legal custody.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Well,
Ma'am, do you feel that you support your child's relationship with Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
And since the two of you separated and the temporary order went into place, do you feel that you support his relationship with your daughter, Mr. Thompson's relationship with your daughter?
Yes.
Okay. Would you agree that Mr. Thompson has exercised the parenting time that was granted to him through the temporary order? He, as a general statement, he's done his every other weekends, Thursday through Sunday.
Yes.
Okay. Have there been times, let's look at this calendar year, 2025. Have there been times when Mr. Thompson has requested any additional parenting time?
Yes.
Okay. And would you say that you have allowed that additional parenting time or not?
Sometimes I have. For the most part, I have.
For the most part, you have.
Yes.
Do you would you agree that Mr. Thompson requested parenting time on Father's Day, 2025?
Yes.
Okay. And do you recall whether that was your regular weekend of parenting time or was that Mr. Thompson's weekend of parenting time?
I don't recall. I would assume that if he's asking for a time on Father's Day, that it was probably my weekend time.
Okay. And did you allow him that parenting time on Father's Day?
I did allow him parenting time on Father's Day.
Okay. How much?
After church, the same amount of time as he had given me for Mother's Day.
Okay. Do you recall how much time after church you allowed?
As much time as that he could take after church.
How much time did he get?
I don't recall. I think it was the full day after church.
Okay. So your testimony is on Father's Day that Mr. Thompson had the remainder of that day?
Yeah, from what I remember, yes.
Okay. Were there any other requests for additional parenting time that you recall Mr. Thompson making?
I want to say there was an issue with spring break, him wanting to split spring break, but I suggested that he take the entire week, and he said that he would get back to me because he needed to see if he could take the time off. Because I'm like, rather than splitting it, all that is just too difficult. Just take the whole week. Then he said he would get back to me, and because I'm like, if you don't take the whole week, well, let me take the whole week. It's just too much. He decided to let me have the regular week and bring her back on a Thursday from Chicago, just so he can take her right back to Chicago. It was just weird because he could have taken the whole week. I wouldn't have had an issue with that.
Mr. Thompson has every other Thursday overnight, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. During the school year, to the best of your knowledge, did your daughter get to school on time Friday mornings during his parenting time?
I think it was probably one or two times that she didn't, but for the most part, yes.
What is your request regarding the marital residence?
I would request that the home be sold.
Okay. Were you aware of Mr. Thompson's request that he keep the house and essentially buy you out of your interest?
Yeah, respectfully, I did not want to leave my marital home. I felt like I had to leave my marital home. And if I could have kept the home for me and my daughter, that would have been better than me paying all this money for rent because Mr. Thompson can afford to move somewhere else.
Do you recall ever filing a motion in this case to obtain use of the home after you moved out?
No, I just let my attorney know, when we were in mediation, I think you knew in mediation that I would have preferred to keep the home, and I was met with, you don't have the job. So you don't have the job history to refinance the home.
Okay,
I'm paying more for rent.
your trial brief indicates that you want the home sold, correct?
Objection. If the court's not going to accept my trial brief, I don't think opposing counsel should be able to reference my trial brief. If he's saying
I can just
if he's
rephrase
saying
that
no
question.
trial brief and no exhibits, then he should
That's
be allowed
fair.
to reference
Okay,
my
no,
trial
fair
brief
enough.
and exhibits.
Okay.
Ms. Thompson, would you agree during your testimony that you did not request the marital residence?
During the testimony that we just had,
Correct.
I would prefer the marital home.
Do you think you have the
Told that I
income?
couldn't get it.
Do you think you have the income sufficient right now to keep the home and buy out Mr. Thompson's interest?
I may not be able to necessarily buy him out, but to keep the home, yes, I'm paying $1,700 a month for rent.
Would you agree that you would, in one way or another, you would owe him half of the equity in the home?
Yes.
Okay. Are you able to pay that to him?
No,
Okay.
I'm not.
So you're not able to maintain the home, is that correct? To
Yes,
keep the home?
yes.
Okay. So would you agree then that the two options are to either sell the home or Mr. Thompson keeps it and buys you out?
Unless there's an option where I'm allowed enough time to be able to afford, get my credit and everything together that's been destroyed since me leaving. I have enough time to get all that together to be able to refinance the home on my own.
Do you think
Because
you could do that in the next 90 days?
I think I can do that within the next 2 years.
Sorry, my question was whether you could do that in the next 90 days.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I could do it in the next 2 years, in the next 90 days. No, my credit has been destroyed.
If you're going to receive roughly the same amount of money, whether the home is sold or whether Mr. Thompson buys you out, do you have a preference between those two options?
I would prefer to sell the home.
So you would prefer to sell the home rather than have Mr. Thompson keep it,
Yes,
even if you receive the same amount of money either way?
yes.
When Mr. Thompson does his parenting time, to the best of your knowledge, is your daughter in that home with him
Unless they're out and about, yes,
overnight?
yes.
Okay. And how long have you owned that home?
For about 10 years, most of her life.
Okay. So your preference would be to sell that home rather than allow your daughter to continue to do her parenting time with Mr. Thompson in that home?
My preference would be to do my parenting time with my daughter in our home that we picked out, me and my daughter, not my husband. He didn't even like the house.
Ma'am, if the two options are to sell the house,
To sell it,
okay. And you would agree that Mr. Thompson would have to then find new housing?
yes, the church is paying for the house now.
Okay. Do you believe that your daughter is mature enough and of an appropriate age to meet with the court and express her preference regarding parenting time?
Yes,
You think she can give a thoughtful and mature response or input to that question?
yes,
Okay. So if Mr. Thompson requests that the court does meet with your daughter before ruling on parenting time, you have no objection?
no.
How long have you owned your publishing business?
Um, I, 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 It's hard to really say that. I used to have a newspaper, but I fully established this in 2000, and I want to say around 21.
The
Around
publishing business
21.
was in 2021.
Yeah, when I like fully established it, but I have been doing I had a newspaper before that when I was younger, and it
Is
evolved.
In 2021, did you set up an LLC for the business
A corporation, not an.
corporation?
Mhm.
Is that, are you using that same corporation now when you talked about running your publishing business?
Yes.
Okay. So when you testified that the publishing business was a startup, what did you mean?
It's just something that's starting before when I had moved it over to Michigan. I had to just kind of change it to the Michigan stuff. It wasn't really like flourishing or moving. That was just like one client. It wasn't anything like big. Now it's starting to grow. So it's like a startup. It's just growing now.
Do you file a quarterly tax return for your business or pay
Uh,
quarterly taxes?
no, I will this year.
You will
Yeah, this year.
a
Yeah,
quarterly income tax return or an annual?
it'll probably be an annual one.
You don't pay quarterly taxes?
No, I hadn't been. Because I sell books, so I'm not really taxed on books, and it wasn't really making anything substantial.
When you left the marital residence in around April of 2024, correct?
Yes.
What did you report to Safe Haven in order to secure housing through them?
Safe Haven, they went through an interviewing process with about 17 women, and they just chose 3. And I had been receiving counseling for abuse, mental, emotional, just different types of abuse. So what I did was describe the circumstances inside of the home. And I had been working with an advocate who had also been counseling me during this time.
Was that recent abuse that you reported to Safe Haven?
It was recent and past.
How recent to April of 2024?
The recent abuse was Mr. Thompson taking my watch. And before that, it was him putting a tracker inside of my car. It was in there for months. I didn't know it. My oldest daughter discovered it. He would pop up in places with my daughter, and I didn't understand what was going on. And my daughter would look under my car, my oldest daughter, like something is going on. He would just pop up. He would say hi, and then he would be gone. I didn't understand what he was doing. And my daughter just didn't. She was like, this is weird. And one day when we were taking his mom back to Chicago, the tracker, the noise I had been hearing was going off in a car, and my daughter heard it. His mom got out of the car. My daughter started searching around my car, and she found it in the back panel of the car seat.
When you said that he took your watch, when was that?
I don't know when he took it. It was missing for about 5 months before I was able to track it and find out that it was turned on somewhere in our house.
When you say he took it, did he take it off your body or did he take it out of the house?
He took it from it. He may have taken it from out of my room. He may have taken it from out of my. I have like a room set up that's with makeup and clothes, like a closet. He may have taken it from out off of that table, but it was missing for a while. I could not find it, and one day I tried to locate it, and it popped back on, and it was on a. It said that it was on the side of his desk inside of our bedroom. But when I had put the alarm on for it to sound, it sounded and then it stopped. So what normally happens with an Apple Watch, it'll freeze to where you asked where it was last placed. When I got home, I looked for it. It took me to the desk on the side of the bed. The watch was not there. I looked underneath the bed and saw the charger to it. And what I did was I took a picture of it. And then I came downstairs and I asked him, had he seen it? And I said, because it was going off earlier. He was like, no, I haven't seen it. And then he started talking about all these different times he was home, all this stuff. And he's like, well, what time did it go off? And I mentioned the time that he didn't mention, and he told me that he was at home during that time. And so I went to the store to ask Apple, is this possible? And they're like, no, it's going to tell you the last location that it was at, blah, blah, blah. I come back home, look underneath the bed, the charger is gone. And then I asked him about it a couple of days later, and I sent him a picture of the charger underneath the bed. And he told me that he doesn't know where it is. He found it inside of the other room, never returning my watch. But that's where he claimed he found the charger. He took my charger that was underneath his bed and he placed it in the guest room under behind the dresser. He lodged it behind the dresser. But I never got my watch back.
Regarding your claims of physical abuse, do you have any police reports regarding
No.
those claims?
No.
Do you have any medical reports
If you want to,
regarding an injury or other?
no.
Okay. Um, you mentioned a CPS investigation regarding your stepson, correct?
Yeah.
That was closed out?
Yes.
Okay. Unsubstantiated?
Yes. They interviewed all of us and the children. Yes.
Would you agree that was related to a custody battle between the parents?
I don't know if that was, yeah, whatever. It was some kind of battle between them. I don't know if that was custody at that particular time. I don't know if she was trying to get custody at that particular time, but she was being rough.
You mentioned in your testimony earlier that your daughter, and I think I'm quoting you correctly, wants more time with dad. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And you suggested, I believe, every Monday night.
Yeah.
Okay. Was that to be in your request?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Can I correct that, Mike? Like, yeah, from every other, like extending her time from Thursday instead of Sunday, maybe after school Monday.
Okay.
Yeah, because she doesn't like the breaking up in the middle of the week.
He doesn't like the breaking up in the middle of the week.
Yeah, she doesn't like that.
So then you're okay with Mr. Thompson having Sunday night, which would be a school night, and getting her to school again Monday morning?
Yeah, getting her to school Monday morning and maybe picking her up in the evening on Monday.
Okay, if your daughter doesn't,
If that's more convenient, like him, like dropping her off at school Monday, and then after school, if he wants to spend any time with her on Monday, and just bringing her home at a decent time, or just dropping her off at school Monday, whichever one of those are easier for him.
if your daughter requested even an additional overnight parenting time, do you think she's mature enough to have a voice in that opinion?
Yeah, we had a conversation about it. I'm sorry, both my daughters are calling me.
Who is currently paying your daughter's school tuition?
There's no more tuition due this year, so nobody's paying it.
Sorry, for the prior school year,
It's
post
always been-
separation.
It has
Pardon?
always been Curtis, but the school is aware of what's going on between us.
But you agree that he paid the tuition last year?
Yes.
Do you know how much that was on a monthly basis?
$430, I want to say $432, unless he paid it late. which I saw some of those come in, so it'll come up to, I think, about 480 something.
Did your daughter do any camps this summer?
She did a volleyball camp. I think it was about $70. It was either free or $70, I think.
Okay, who paid that?
I believe Curtis paid that.
Did she have any church activities or church trips or anything like that this summer?
She did go on a church trip.
Where did she go?
She went to Mexico on a missions trip.
Okay, do you know how long she was gone?
They were gone for like about a week because it cut into my parenting time as well. So yeah, about a week.
So she went on a week-long mission trip to Mexico, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Did either of you go with her?
Yeah, I found out later that her dad was attending the trip as well.
So he went with her for that week?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know whether there was a cost to that trip or not?
I know that donations from the church paid for the trip.
And you didn't pay yourself?
No, because I had no idea, because I would have donated. He wrote somewhere that he was paying for the trip. And then I found out later that all of her donations came through. So the donations from the church paid for the trip. And I told her, I was like, if I would have known that, I would have at least, donated, but I didn't know because those details were just kind of kept away.
You testified about your rent. How many
Yes.
vehicles do you own?
One.
Okay. What type of vehicle do you own?
It's a Lexus,
What year?
2018,
When did you acquire that vehicle?
July.
Of 2025?
Mm-hmm.
Did you buy? So you bought it?
Yes.
What was the purchase price?
But I think 30 with taxes, I think it was like 37,000.
Okay. Do you have a loan?
Yes,
How much is your loan?
37,000.
Sorry, the monthly payment.
There is no monthly payment.
I'm sorry, I thought you said you borrowed $37,000.
I did tell you that.
Okay. Does someone else make the payment for you?
Yes, that money came from someone else.
Who was that? Who'd that money come from?
My big brother.
Okay. So he's paying the loan.
Yeah, my brother loaned me his money.
Are you expected to pay him back?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what the loan? So is the loan in his name, your brother's name?
Yes, basically, yes.
What is the monthly payment?
There is no monthly payment.
Is it? I guess I'm.
So my brother gave me the money to pay.
Sorry, you just owe your brother $37,000.
Yes.
Did you consider less expensive vehicles?
Well, the reason I had a Lexus already that I had purchased, there's a engine, there's something going on with the engine on that particular Lexus. However, those are very good cars. When Curtis and I were together, my husband would take care of if anything went wrong with my car. Nothing ever went wrong on that
All right,
Lexus.
Mike.
So it's very
My
reliable.
question was, did you consider buying a less expensive vehicle?
No, because the Lexus is very reliable, and anything else less expensive would be higher mileage. I got a hybrid because the gas is killing me going back and forth. So anything less the pricing, I mean the mileage would have been higher. And if you get a hybrid with a higher mileage, there's a chance that you could the battery power would be gone. And if that battery power is gone, that's about $8,000. So no, I just wanted a very reliable car. I had a Lexus, and so I've continued on with Lexus.
Okay. So you want the marital home sold. You're aware that Mr. Thompson has a retirement account, correct?
Yes.
Okay. His proposal is to divide that retirement account 50-50. Are you aware of that?
Yes, yes.
Okay, his proposal is to divide it as of the value at the date of separation. Were you aware of that?
Yes, I think so. I'm not sure about that. I don't recall that, Your Honor, so I don't know how to say that. I don't even know if I remember that, so I don't know
Well,
what to say to that.
do you have a response to whether we should use the date of separation as the valuation date for the retirement account?
I don't have a response.
Do you object to Mr. Thompson's request to use the date of separation as the valuation date?
Your Honor, can I look at some of my paperwork, or is that legal? Because I don't know what to do. Is it okay?
If it's to refresh your memory, it's okay. Okay. But
Okay,
then you have to tell us what you're looking at.
okay. The, the thing about Curtis's retirement that, I'm going to propose.
Are you looking for the trial brief proposal?
Yeah.
Or are you looking for the latest statement of the account?
I think I'm looking for both.
Okay. This was the latest statement of the account, except Mr. Taborin provided that one this morning, which is probably why you don't remember it. That had an updated account balance, and I can pull that up for you. And then this is the trial brief that you submitted. And this is the portion that related to the retirement accounts. Would it be helpful you to see the statement that Mr. Taborin provided this morning?
Yeah.
Okay, so Judge, my client has reviewed the trial brief that Mr. Taborin objected to. She's reviewed a statement of that retirement account with respect to a May 18, 2025 balance, and she's now requesting to review the updated statement that Mr. Taborin circulated this morning as a proposed exhibit. So I'm just pulling that up for her because that actually did not make it to the print stack prior to starting this morning. This is the exhibit that Mr. Taborin circulated this morning that had an ending date of June 30, 2025. And this is the balance that's reported.
Is that separate?
You know, at this point, I would ask Ms. Thompson to answer the question. I think she's had, I mean, we're getting really close into her being guided by her attorney through this.
Yes, I agree. So
Yeah,
if you don't know, just say you don't know. That's fine.
okay, I don't know.
Okay. Regarding bank accounts, do you agree that you each should keep bank accounts in your own name at this point?
I actually think that Mr. Thompson should split whatever his balance is in the account, because Mr. Thompson did not give me anything during the marriage besides that $100 a month. And when I left, Mr. Thompson did not provide any support.
Okay. Since you moved out, have you contributed any money to his bank account?
No, I have not.
Okay.
Mr. Thompson was always
Ma'am, I just
there
want to answer
for
the
me.
question, please. Have you contributed to the marital residence mortgage since you moved out?
No, I contributed to our mortgage where me and rent where me and my daughter
Okay.
live.
Have you contributed to utilities or other costs for the marital residence since you moved out?
I contributed to our child since I
Okay.
moved out.
And you stated earlier that Mr. Thompson has paid the tuition for
Well,
your daughter's school.
Actually, even the lawn has been in my name, lawn care.
The motor vehicles, you each keep your own vehicles.
Yes.
You're okay with that? Personal property, you have some items at the marital residence, but do you agree the two of you can divide, or you can come and get your items?
Once the property is sold, yes.
Okay. Do you have a retirement account in your name?
No.
Okay. Do you agree that you each would keep your own individual credit card debt?
Yes.
And you don't have any problem with Mr. Thompson keeping his student loan debt?
No.
Regarding the timeshares, your request in your brief is what you're good with?
So
Mr. Thompson,
we're using
I believe would.
Objection. Again,
Sorry.
we're referring
Okay.
to a trial brief that Mr. Taborin
No, that's fine.
adamantly objected to at the start
I'll
of
move
the
on.
trial. I don't have an objection to Mr. Taborin asking her what her position is, but I don't think he can.
That's fine.
I think he conceded that, I believe.
Yeah, what is your position regarding the two timeshares, ma'am?
Mr. Thompson can continue paying for the Florida timeshare. He just needs to pay for it because for some reason, these past 4 months, he has not paid it and has impacted my credit. He has not been paying it at all. The timeshare in trading spaces, that one is already paid for. It should be completely paid for. Is that correct?
Sorry, ma'am, you can't ask questions.
Oh, I can't ask questions.
Who do you want to keep the other timeshare?
Which one? The trading spaces?
Yes.
I can keep that one if there's no fees associated with it. It's supposed to already be paid. The
Okay.
other one, I can't afford to take that on with everything else that I'm paying right now. I just want it paid because it's impacting my credit and they won't take it off of my credit. So if they won't take it off of my credit, I feel like me and my daughter should at least be able to use it as well.
Your Honor, I have no further questions. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Worth, any redirect?
Your Honor, before I start, could the court update me on how much time I have left in total?
Ms. Van Noller.
It'll be 15 minutes exactly.
I did not hear the response, Your Honor.
15 minutes.
15 minutes, okay. So quickly on redirect, to clarify the loan relationship on the new vehicle that you have. So essentially your brother loaned you $37,000 with the expectation that you pay that back. Is that correct?
Yes.
So no one's making any current loan payment.
Right.
Okay. With respect to the watch issue, that was an Apple Watch. Is that correct?
Yes.
And does your Apple Watch have the ability to receive text messages, calls, and emails?
Bank accounts, everything. Yes.
Bank accounts and everything. So if Mr. Thompson had taken and hidden your Apple Watch for the period that it was gone, which I believe you said was 4 or 5 months, he could have been looking at all of your text message, calls, emails, bank accounts, essentially getting into all of your information through the Apple Watch. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. There were no police reports of domestic violence. Why didn't you make police reports?
I didn't want to ruin him, just like even when I left. I knew he was getting a promotion. I didn't want to ruin his reputation.
Okay, so he was working as a pastor. You knew that police involvement with domestic violence charges would impact him professionally and his professional reputation?
Yes.
Okay. With respect to the expanding parenting time that you suggested of the Monday after school, I believe Mr. Taborin was using the phrase every Monday. Is that what you mean, or do you mean that it would just be the Monday following his current Sunday?
The Monday following his, you said concurrent?
current Sunday?
Current Sunday, so
So,
Thursday to
Okay,
Monday.
so basically right now he has Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, which is a total of 3 overnights. You would add Sunday night in, which would give him a total of 4 out of every 14 overnights, and he would not be picking her up from school on the alternate Monday. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. With respect to valuation date, the is it accurate that you've been concerned that you've received no separate maintenance, no temporary offsetting from Mr. Thompson since April 2024 to support you and your needs, correct?
Yes.
All right. And then to the extent that there's been child support to offset the care of your daughter, that came quite late in this case, correct?
Yeah, he didn't get anything.
And then even after it was ordered, his payment of that didn't begin until June. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So you went for more than 14 months with absolutely no financial support.
Yes.
And in the meantime, Mr. Thompson continued to make contributions to his pension fund, continued to make a number of other contributions, correct?
Yes.
So to be made whole for that period of time where you received absolutely no support, you would like to have the pension fund and the marital home equity at its current value, correct?
Yes.
And one of the reasons that you want to have the home sold rather than be refinanced is that you don't believe that the appraisal that was done so many months ago in this case accurately reflects market value, correct?
Yes.
And so you believe if the house was sold, that both you and Mr. Thompson would appreciate a larger net equity that could be split between the two of you. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. With respect to your credit being destroyed, that interlinks with this Disney timeshare in Florida, correct?
Yes.
So you are aware.
Courtroom, we have both parties as well as their respective attorneys. Ms. Selleck on behalf of the plaintiff, Mr. Toburin on behalf of the defendant. We are here on the plaintiff's motion for a temporary order in this matter. Ms. Selleck, I have read both the motion and the response.
Good morning, Your Honor. Thank you. I will be brief in my statements. I've had a chance to review Mr. Toburin's response and just wanted to add just a couple additional things. Say again, the parties have attempted mediation since this in a few weeks ago when we were unsuccessful. We currently do have a trial set for May 12th of this year. We're at an impasse on several issues, the ones that necessitated filing this motion, as well as 2024 taxes. We have not had an agreement. It's our position that my client should, as she has had the child for a majority of the time, that she should be able to claim the minor child. But I'll stand by the statements in my motion and just only briefly add that some of the statements regarding my client's ability to earn, we think are a little, I would say, exaggerated at this point in time. She's currently re-entering the workforce, has been applying for similar positions, but so far has not been hired on. I've had a chance to review some of the applications and the negative responses that she's received, and it's not for lack of trying. This is a 17-year marriage, and we believe our request for temporary spousal support is appropriate. And we would, categorically deny that my client has refused to work throughout the marriage. She has supported the defendant throughout his endeavors, again, as outlined in my motion. So we would just ask that temporary child support and temporary spousal support be awarded, and that my client be able to claim the minor child for 2024 taxes.
Thank you. Mr. Toburin.
Thank you, Your Honor. Regarding the 2024 taxes, my client does agree that the parties will rotate the exemption. The disagreement is over 2024. And Ms. Selleck and I agreed before the hearing, if the court can, I guess, provide some guidance on that today, we're good with that because we don't have another great way to resolve it. I would add the reason my client wants to claim in 2024, there are really two reasons. One is that he is paying the child's private school tuition. And it's my understanding from talking to my client, if he can claim the child, the tuition is a little bit less. And he also worked the entire year in 2024 and the plaintiff did not. So I think, again, we agree to rotate the exemption in order to keep the tuition a little bit lower. My client would like to claim in 2024 and even years going forward. Regarding spousal support, as I put in our response, I just want to emphasize my client, even though the parties separated in April of last year, my client is still paying either equal to or more in expenses for the plaintiff than he would if he was not paying those and paying her spousal support, or at least very close. I would note that the plaintiff moved out by her choice in April, and my client has continued paying those bills. Regarding the child support, the plaintiff has been unemployed since at least July of 2024. Not only did she work throughout the marriage, she worked as an entrepreneur at times as well. So we think the income level that we requested her to be imputed at would be appropriate. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Reading the response, it appears that the defendant does not dispute that child support should be paid. It's just a question of how much. And the defendant indicates that he would like to be ordered to pay $668 per month effective March 1st as a temporary child support order. I will grant child support in that amount as a temporary measure. And obviously at trial that could be changed retroactively up or down depending on what the court finds in terms of the evidence. I will deny the request for spousal support, temporary spousal support at this time, given that the defendant is paying significant bills and we have a trial coming up in 6 weeks. And those factors have to be fleshed out because it sounds like there's a dispute over several of them. As far as the 2024 income tax request, I wish I could give you just an off the top of my head answer, but a very old case called Fear versus Rogers indicates what the court is supposed to do, which is when there's a contest between the parties regarding the payment or who gets the exemption, and essentially is asking for an exception to what the IRS rules are, which is that the custodial parent, the party with most of the overnights or has the child most of the time during the year, automatically gets it per our IRS rules. If the court's going to disturb that, the court is supposed to look at how does the math work out essentially, and I don't have that information, so I just would ask the parties to do some calculations, determine how it affects their income taxes in terms of the goal being minimizing the amount that's paid for the government and maximizing the amounts available to the parents, which then by extension is available to the child, and include the discount for the tuition, and just crunch the numbers and see what works out best in terms of the money available to this child as opposed to the money available to the government. And I just don't have that information today. So I would hope that as I said, the parties can crunch those numbers and then figure out potentially how to shift things around so that it benefits the parties and this child as opposed to the government.
Understood, Your Honor. And
Yes, we'll do it, Your Honor.
And just for clarity for drafting the order, the $668 will still be retroactive to March 1st?
Right.
And not
Correct.
preclude the ability to go back farther when we get to trial?
Correct.
Thank you.
And is there anything further?
No, Your Honor.
No, thank you.
All right. Thank you. We're adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Florida, correct?
Yes.
So you were aware that the two of you at one point purchased a Disney timeshare plan, correct?
Yeah, I didn't know that I was on that timeshare. I didn't know I was going to be impacted by that.
Okay, so you were aware of the decision maritally. You never knew that you were on it from a credit reporting standpoint. Is that correct?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
And then Mr. Thompson always paid for that timeshare, correct?
Yeah, yep,
And you had never gotten any indication from credit report that it was ever late in the past, is that correct?
right,
And then all of a sudden, you start needing a new vehicle because your vehicle's failing this spring, is that correct?
yes,
And lo and behold, Mr. Thompson stops suddenly paying for a timeshare that's on your credit report.
yeah, he contacted me that they were, that I was looking for a car, that they called him from the dealership, which the dealership told me that they didn't call him. And all of a sudden, I'm starting to, when I'm trying to get a car, I can't secure a loan.
Okay, so you were informed that Mr. Thompson was aware that you were shopping for a car because the dealership let him know that, and then coincidentally, he suddenly stops paying on an account that would negatively impact your credit report. Is that correct?
Yeah,
And that's the first time, to your knowledge, there's ever been a ding like that on your credit report.
yeah,
And now the credit reporting agency shows you 90 days past due, which influenced your ability to finance the vehicle. So you had to turn to your brother. Is that correct?
yeah,
And also impacts your ability to refinance the home. Is that correct?
yes,
And because of Mr. Thompson's failure to pay for that timeshare timely. Is that right?
yes,
Now, if you had the child support and the spousal support that you believe you're entitled to in this case, in addition to continuing to grow the companies that you have, do you believe that that might support you in having the income you would need to refinance the home and cash out Mr. Thompson?
yes,
But now you can't because you've had this recent 90-day credit ding due to Mr. Thompson's conduct.
yes.
All right, I don't have any other questions, Your Honor.
Right, Mr. Tiburon?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Any further witnesses, Mr. Worth?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Tiburon?
Thank you, Your Honor. I would call my client Curtis Thompson, please.
All right, Mr. Tiburon?
Thank you, Your Honor. Just I guess for a timing's sake, are we stopping at noon today?
Yes, I think we're going to have to.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I did not hear that response.
We're going to stop at noon today, so we'll have to schedule some more time to finish
Okay.
up, but we'll go to noon.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Ms. Curtis, regarding joint legal custody, do you agree that you and Mrs. Thompson should share joint legal custody?
Yes.
Okay. Regarding parenting time, what is your request for a parenting time schedule?
My request is for 50-50, week on, week off.
Okay.
Monday to Monday.
Regarding holiday parenting time, is it your request that you and Mrs. Thompson should rotate holidays?
Yes.
Do you recall the friend of the court publishing a recommended holiday schedule?
Yes.
Do you agree to follow that schedule?
Yes, except for the summer.
Okay, what is your preference for the summer?
The summer we would split the summer.
So continue the week on, week off. You wouldn't need one full week in the summer if you had week on, week off already?
That's correct.
Okay. Do you believe that week on, week off, 50-50 parenting time is in the best interest of your daughter?
Yes, I do.
Okay, how would you, and then just real quickly, you agree that your daughter is 14 years old, almost 15,
Yes.
and she'll be a sophomore in high school in the fall?
Yes.
Okay. How would you describe your relationship with your daughter?
I have a very good relationship with her. It's close. We enjoy a lot of good times together. We communicate and talk about things that are going on in her life. And she's been referred to as a daddy's girl.
Did you hear Mrs. Thompson claim that your daughter does not look to you for guidance on personal issues and that type of thing?
I totally disagree.
Okay.
We talk about friends, personal life, all kind of things.
Does your daughter come to you if she's having a struggle in life?
Yes.
Okay. And do you feel that the two of you spend adequate time talking through those issues that she brings to you?
Yes, with the time that's given with the visitation schedule.
Okay. And prior to your separation, did you have more time with your daughter?
Yes.
So did you spend time prior to separation one-on-one with your daughter talking about life and personal issues and things of that nature?
Yes.
Prior to the separation, let's look at a school week. What did that look like in terms of your time with your daughter?
During the regular week, if she had games and stuff, I was there to support her. I was home most time by a reasonable hour. There are some times that I had later hours than others, depending on the ministry season. But for the most part, I was there for her, especially during the weekends, after school events.
How about the morning before school?
I would be there when she would leave.
Prior to separation, how did your daughter get to school?
Prior to the Potter's house, she had a school bus that would pick her up and take her to school. After she started going to the Potter's house, her mother would take her to school.
Who got her on the school bus? Was it both of you, one of you?
Majority of her mom, but both of us would.
Okay. Does she ever come to your church after school?
Yes, at times.
Okay. Does she spend time with you when she does so?
Yes.
Has it been difficult for you since the separation to maintain that same relationship with your daughter?
Yes.
Were there any activities that you and your daughter kind of specifically did together, the two of you?
Yes, we would. We like going to Starbucks and getting smoothies. We would watch a couple of shows together, the TV shows, Survivor and CSI, and a couple other things that we would watch together. And just whenever she wanted to do some special things, we would try to do it. Did a lot of things as a family, though.
Would you say that before separation, the three of you typically had family dinner together most nights during the week?
Yes, most nights.
Were there ever times prior to separation when Mrs. Thompson was away from the home for work or social activities and you were home alone with your daughter?
Yes.
So it wasn't just you that occasionally would be away from home?
No.
Let's say in the last 5 years, have there been times where you have traveled substantially and been gone overnight because of work?
Not substantially.
Okay. An occasional trip?
Occasional trip.
Would that be true for the plaintiff as well?
No, not really.
Okay.
She had one or two trips, but not like me.
Okay. But an occasional work trip, but not a regular part of your routine?
Not part of my routine.
Did you attend doctor's appointments, dentist appointments with your daughter?
Yes, I have.
Okay. How about parent-teacher conferences and other things like that at school?
Yes.
Okay. The plaintiff described your discipline, I'm paraphrasing, but maybe as being intense or that you would just kind of go on and on with your daughter. Do you agree with that?
I do not.
Assessment? No.
I do not.
How would you describe your discipline style with your daughter?
My discipline style is to have open conversation and to engage her in critical thought and to believe in accountability. And so a lot of our conversations would go with the back and forth. I will say that there are some conversations with any kid that, yes, you want the kid to listen to you while you're talking to them and trying to help them out. But then afterwards, I would give her the floor for her to communicate back to me.
Do you think that you and the plaintiff were appropriate with your discipline?
I would say overall, yes, there have been some times where the plaintiff has gone a little bit overboard, in my opinion. But for the most part, yes.
When you say the plaintiff has gone overboard, is that verbally, is that physically, or both?
It has been both.
Okay. Without saying what your daughter has told you, do you think your daughter wants more time with you?
Absolutely.
Okay. Do you think your daughter would agree or disagree with a 50-50 week on, week off parenting time?
Agree.
Since the temporary order was put into place, have you exercised the parenting time that has been granted to you?
Yes, I am.
Have you ever been denied parenting time by the plaintiff?
Yes, I am.
Can you give an example of that?
Going back to Father's Day. Father's Day, I requested to get my daughter at 9 o'clock to have her for
Wait, real quick, Father, that was 9 o'clock a.m.
9 o'clock a.m.
Okay.
9 o'clock a.m. To have her to take her to church and have some time with her, because at 12 o'clock on that day of Father's Day, she was going to an NTS camp, which is a church camp.
Is that an overnight camp?
That is a week's camp.
Okay.
And I wanted to spend 3 hours with her before she left, and I was denied. I was just told that I can pick her up at the church, which only left me 45 minutes to spend time with her on Father's Day.
Okay, the plaintiff testified that you had her from after church for the rest of the day.
That is incorrect.
Okay. She also testified that she allowed you the same amount of parenting time on Father's Day as you allowed her on Mother's Day. Is that correct?
That is incorrect.
And let me go back a step. Would Father's Day have otherwise been plaintiff's weekend?
No, it's my weekend.
Would Mother's Day have otherwise, or whose weekend would Mother's Day have fallen on?
My weekend.
Okay, and then
I'm sorry. Restate that.
sorry, if you recall, whose weekend would Mother's Day 2025 have fallen on?
It was on my weekend.
Okay. And did you grant the plaintiff parenting time on Mother's Day?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and that was based on her request?
Yes, it was.
Do you recall what time on Mother's Day her parenting time started and then stopped?
Roughly around 12:30, and she had it for the rest of the day in the evening.
Did she come back to you that night?
No.
Okay, so your parenting time would have ended that evening anyways.
Yes.
So you ended your parenting time early, gave that time to plaintiff on Mother's Day.
Correct.
You requested 3 hours on Father's Day, correct?
Yes.
And got about 45 minutes.
Correct.
Were there any other times? Well, let me ask you this. Were there times that you were denied your regularly scheduled parenting time?
Yes, there was one occasion.
What happened there?
In April of this year, 2025, I tried to work out an agreement with the plaintiff in regards to switching weekends. After some conversation, we could not do that. And so I just said, well, I'll just stick with my weekend, which was Thursday through Sunday. But I told her that I could not pick her up because of a previous engagement that I had that was on the calendar for a while, and that I would pick her up on Saturday. I was denied access to her on Saturday and Sunday because I couldn't pick her up on Thursday and Friday.
So during your regular weekend, you could not have your daughter, you could not be with your daughter overnight, Thursday, Friday.
Right.
You attempted to trade that entire weekend for a different weekend.
Right.
That was denied.
Correct.
Due to a prior engagement, you were not available for Thursday and Friday of your weekend, correct?
Correct.
But you wanted to finish up your weekend with the remaining part of Saturday and overnight into Sunday night.
Correct.
And that was denied.
Correct.
Were there other times that you requested some additional parenting time that were denied?
Yes, I required 4 additional days in July after my 4-day. The 4th of July was my weekend, and then I asked for 4 additional days to make it a week total, and I was denied that.
Have there been any times since the order went into place that the plaintiff has given you significant additional not ordered parenting time?
No, not when I have asked. My daughter has asked on 2 occasions to stay overnight until a Monday, and it was granted because she asked, not because I asked.
So can you explain that, please, if you could?
Because of the nature of the relationship, I've noticed that whenever I asked for additional time, I was always denied. And so I would tell my daughter, she would say, "Hey, Dad, can I stay over an additional day?" I said, "Well, you got to ask your mom that." And so then she would engage her mom to do that. The spring break weekend that she was talking about, I had my daughter from that Thursday of spring break anyway until the weekend. And so she approached me about me having her for a week or her having her for a week. And I told her that I was not prepared to have her for a week. I need to get back with her. And then I came back to her and told her I could not do that, but I still wanted to have my time Thursday through Sunday.
Okay. Prior to the divorce being filed, you filed a complaint for custody, correct?
Correct.
Did you file that after the plaintiff had moved out?
Yes.
And why did you file that complaint?
I filed that complaint because in August, my daughter was kept away from me for 2 weeks.
Sorry, can you tell the court what year that was?
2025, 2024, August of 2024. My daughter was kept from me for 2 weeks with no reasonable explanation. And at that particular time, because of some of the other challenges that I had in regards to her locale and just time with her, I decided to go to the courts to make it official.
Do you agree that when the plaintiff moved out, she took your daughter with her?
Yes.
And did she tell you where she was going?
Not initially.
How long was it before you knew where she
Senator,
went?
I'm going to object to this line of questioning. The custodial best interest factors, particularly in factor J, make clear that the court cannot consider negatively a parent's decision to take a child or keep a child from another parent in the context of domestic violence, threatened or actuated across the parent or the child. So this line of testimony, I believe, is something that can't be considered by the court anyway under factor J, and so it's just not even relevant.
Mr. Tiburon?
One second, Your Honor, if I could.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll move on to a different question. That's fine. You've answered, Curtis, some of these questions already. Do both parties support your daughter's religious education?
Yes.
You both believe that her faith is important to her. She's been raised in the church, for lack of a better
Yes.
way to say that. Is your daughter involved at your church
Yes.
in youth activities?
Yes.
Okay. The plaintiff testified that you went on a mission trip with your daughter this summer. Is that true?
Yes.
And how long were you gone?
We were gone a total of 6 days.
How many kids were on that trip?
10 kids.
How many adults were on that trip?
4.
Were you considered to be a chaperone then of that group?
Yes.
You were in Mexico?
Yes. Monterey.
How did you get to the destination?
Flight.
Does the plaintiff still attend your church?
No.
You know whether your daughter attends church with the plaintiff at a different church?
Yes, she does.
Your daughter attends private school, correct?
Yes.
You pay the tuition?
Yes.
How much do you pay per month?
For, I believe it's $437 and as 47 at 44 if it's late fee.
Okay, say that last part again. I didn't hear it.
$437 per month, and then if there is a late, it has been tardy sometimes 44.
Okay. Is it
Thank
your proposal that you continue to pay her tuition?
Yes.
Okay. Did you hear the plaintiff's testimony about what the cost of tuition would be if she paid?
Yes.
Do you know whether that's accurate?
To my knowledge, no, it's not accurate.
Okay. Prior to, well, I guess prior to the last couple of days and today's trial, were you aware that that was even an option?
No, I was not. It was only after I got billed that I went into the database and saw that there had been some arrangements made and that the new Cost was $137 per month.
Okay, but you were not aware of that ahead of time?
I was not.
And it's your proposal that you continue to pay the tuition?
Yes.
In our trial brief, we listed a number of other expenses for your daughter that you have paid for since separation. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Is that list accurate?
Yes.
Okay. Is it your position that you would continue to pay for those expenses going forward?
Yes.
And that would be up through the time that your daughter graduates from high school?
Yes.
Did the plaintiff know about the trip to Mexico?
Yes.
Did your daughter require a passport to travel out of the country?
Yes.
Did both parents have to sign the passport application?
Yes.
You both did sign it?
Yes.
Did the plaintiff have the travel plans before you traveled?
No. I mean, I'm sorry.
Sorry, did the plaintiff know where you were traveling to?
Oh, yes.
The
I'm
dates
sorry.
and times
Yes.
and how you were getting there?
Yes.
Okay, so she was not left in the dark about these.
No.
She knew where your daughter was going, how
Yeah.
she was, okay.
They sent emails to both me and my daughter that she had access to my daughter's email.
And she signed the passport application?
Yes. And if I can say one more thing, one requested, I provided her with information.
Are you able to adequately provide financially for yourself and your daughter?
Yes.
You are employed as a pastor, correct?
Yes.
Are you concerned about your job security at all?
No.
You plan to stay in that job?
Yes.
As much as you can plan ahead, would it be your intent to remain in that job until your daughter graduates high school?
Yes.
The plaintiff made numerous accusations about you controlling the family finances. As a general statement, were her accusations accurate?
No, they were not.
During the course of the marriage, did you generally have joint checking accounts, separate checking accounts, or both?
We have both.
When the plaintiff was working during the marriage, did her paycheck, I guess what paycheck, sorry. When the plaintiff was working, what account did her paycheck go into? Joint or her name alone?
When she was working, it went into her account, and then she made a deposit into the joint account of the reference money that she talked about.
Okay, and was that done through the agreement of the two of you?
Yes.
Okay, and then where did your paycheck go?
My paycheck went into my account, then a portion went into the joint account.
So both of you would have your paychecks deposited into separate accounts,
Yes.
and then you would work out a number that you would both transfer
Correct.
into a joint account.
Correct.
If you were earning more income than the plaintiff at any given time, would you put more money into the joint account?
Yes, I would.
And then were family bills and other things paid from that joint account?
Yes, they were.
Did you both have access to the joint account?
Yes, we both did.
Debit cards?
Correct.
Checkbook?
Correct.
Did you in any way control plaintiff's use of her own individual checking account?
No, I did not.
So whatever she earned that went into her own checking account, did you know how that money was being spent?
No, I did not.
Did you ask her how that money was being spent?
No, I did not.
Did you try to influence how that money was being spent?
No, I did not.
Did you hear the plaintiff's testimony about her being on a $100 allowance?
Yes, I did.
Was that accurate?
Not so.
What do you know what she was referring to?
She was referring to that when she was in transition of starting her business, that we agreed to an amount of $100 just to kind of help her to have some cash in her hand. But it was never to be something that was permanent and ongoing. It was just for a period of transition while she got her job, either found a job or got her business at that time up and running.
And that was a number the two of you agreed to?
Yes.
Did she ever email you or text you after that was implemented and say, it's not enough, we need to increase that number?
We had verbal conversation.
Okay. Did you ever, I guess, deny her use of money in the joint account?
No.
You never, did you ever take away her debit card?
No, I did not.
Did you ever tell her not to use the joint account?
Not directly. We had a household budget,
Okay.
and we tried to stay within the household budget. And as she admitted, person that was tracking the finances, that if we did go over in our budget, then I would let her know, hey, we don't have that much money to spend this month. We need to peel back in certain areas.
And would that peel back affect you as well?
Yes.
So if you had to, as a family, reduce your spending, you both would reduce your spending?
Yeah.
And would you say that was a conversation between the two of you, or you issuing a directive?
Well, it's a conversation. And I will say this as a clarification. Nothing that happened with the household budget would affect the money that she got from me for the gas and $100 at that time.
Okay. Has your daughter ever gone, well, let's go back prior to separation, well, even now, has your daughter ever been denied food and other basic care?
No.
She has, she does her annual, does she do her annual medical checkups?
Yes.
Dental checkups?
Yes.
Ever had trouble putting food on the table?
No.
Now since separation, you're current on the mortgage?
Yes.
You have working utilities and food in the refrigerator?
Yes.
Regarding do you agree that there's a temporary child support order in place?
Yeah.
And that you are currently paying child support?
Yes, I am.
Does that, does the child support garnished from your paycheck?
Yes, it is.
And was that a process that happened through the front of the court?
Yes.
You have not in any way, have you in any way denied a child support payment or interfered with the payment being processed?
No, I have not.
Do you know if there's a current arrearage?
Yes, there is.
Is that due to just the timing of getting child support started?
Yes,
Do you know whether there's extra money being taken out of your paycheck
it is.
to catch up the arrearage?
It is.
Okay. And again, that's directed by the front of the court?
Correct.
Is it your intent to stay in the marital residence?
Yes.
And your intent to essentially buy out the plaintiff's interest in the residence?
Yes.
Do both of you own the home?
Both. We had a conversation. Her name is not on the deed. My name is on the deed. My name's on the mortgage, not her name. She signed a waiver as being my wife. But as far as on the deed, it's just my name.
Okay, so regarding the mortgage, her name is not on the mortgage.
No, it's not.
So that would, okay. But is your intent to buy her out at 50% of the equity in the home?
Correct.
Okay. And you believe that you're able to make that payment to the plaintiff in a reasonable amount of time?
Yes.
is it then your intent to remain living in the home?
Yes.
Understanding that things can change, would it be your plan to still be living in the home when your daughter graduates high school?
Yes.
Other than your daughter during her parenting time, does anybody else live in the home?
No.
And how long have you lived in this home?
For 10 years, September 8th this year.
To the best of your knowledge, you think the daughter considers this to be her home?
Yes.
Objection, hearsay. I think he could ask his opinion, but not his knowledge. Knowledge would relate to a statement made by the child or something like that. He could ask him his opinion.
I have no objection to rephrasing the question.
All right.
Is it your opinion that your daughter views the marital residence as home?
Yes.
Do you have any plans to move anyone else other than your daughter, obviously during her parenting time, into the home?
No.
Prior to separating, would your daughter have friends over to the house?
Yes.
She ever do sleepovers?
Yes.
How far? Your Honor, I see this 11:59. I wonder if we're at a good time.
Okay. We should look for another date. We can stop recording and live streaming, Ms. Van Oler, and if we can come up with a couple of dates. Both parties are present in the virtual courtroom. I'm sorry, no. The defendant is present in the virtual courtroom. The plaintiff is not. However, plaintiff is represented by her attorney, Christopher Worth. Mr. Tobirin is present on behalf of Mr. Thompson, who is also here. We are here on the plaintiff's motion to enter the judgment of divorce and accompanying orders. Mr. Worth, anything else you'd like to say?
Well, Your Honor, we did notice the judgment of divorce for entry. Mr. Taburin and I did have opportunities to discuss the fact that he had some questions regarding what was in the court's opinion. And I had indicated to Mr. Taburin that my client also had a couple issues that she thought went unaddressed or needed clarification, but that I thought that the order from the court in the opinion was to present the JOD. So what I have tried to do is my best to faithfully file with the court, present to the court for entry a judgment of divorce that reflects Your Honor's opinion. Mr. Taburin cites a couple things in his objection to that that he believes need clarification or were errors of the court. I honestly don't know what Your Honor's position is on that. I can't crawl inside your mind. I only know what was in your written opinion. What I would, and so the position I took with Mr. Taburin is, look, I'm going to just notice it for entry. And you know, if we are going to then kind of rehash things, you know, my client's got a couple of things that she thinks were missed as well. But what I understand the opinion to say is, this is my decision, enter a judgment of divorce that reflects it. That's what I attempted to do. So if the court believes that both parties should, you know, be heard on their concerns, that's fine. If the court believes the judgment of divorce should reflect what was in Your Honor's written opinion, that's what I've endeavored to present to the court for entry. I don't think that Mr. Taburin and I dispute that the draft judgment of divorce inaccurately reflects what is in your opinion. I think we agree that the judgment of divorce faithfully reflects your opinion. I think Mr. Taburin's position is there are things that he either believes were errors or that his client disagrees with Your Honor's decision on. I know for my client, she was concerned that the opinion did not address the reservation of her retro child support, which the court had previously said it would reserve consideration of the retro child support. Mr. Taburin's client went without paying any child support whatsoever for about a year. And also did not feel that the opinion weighed in sufficiently on why the court was not awarding her attorney's fees. Court might recall that my client initially was represented by an attorney from Legal Aid, and then privately retained me and thought that the court should have considered awarding her attorney's fees. So I know those were two things that she felt were incomplete or missing from Your Honor's opinion. But I had advised her, look, to me, the opinion says we got to enter it based on the opinion, and that's what we've done. So that's my position.
All right, thank you. Mr. Toburin, do you agree that the proposed judgment does reflect what was in the court's opinion?
Absolutely. I have no
Okay.
concern that
All right.
Mr. Worth misdrafted or wrongly drafted it. I think, yeah.
Okay, so just from a procedural perspective, I think we need to enter that judgment as drafted. And then anything beyond that would be a motion for reconsideration.
I guess my only concern with that in the very short term is we do have one overnight that just simply isn't included in the opinion, that
Okay.
week 2 Wednesday. And I think in order, above that, the opinion said my client would have 6 or 7 overnights in a 2-week period. In order to get him even to 5, that Wednesday would have to be granted to him. That still doesn't get him to the 6 or 7, which might mean that maybe he should have gotten the Tuesday night as well. Which would also then, I could file a motion for reconsideration to change child support because it will.
I think that's probably the most, I think I just calculated wrong.
That was my assumption. It was probably a typo. But I think we do need, if we can, we need to address that week 2 Wednesday night because it just doesn't say.
Yeah, I think my intent was that the defendant would have Wednesday night.
Okay. So if I could just to clarify, then that gets him to 5 in a 2-week period. The judgment says 6 or 7. Do you want to address that? Do you want that addressed through a motion for reconsideration?
Yes. My apologies. I obviously made an error.
And then, Mr. Worth, are you good on that my client would have the Wednesday night and that week 2?
Well, it sounds like Mr. Tuburin's going to be filing a motion for consideration on some issues. And then if we're headed down that road, I'll be filing a motion for reconsideration regarding my client's 2 issues. Mr. Tuburin, are you asking that the Wednesday night parenting time take effect immediately?
Yeah, but I am mostly, yes, I am, because number one, it's just not, right now, it's not granted to either party the way that.
So my position would be, judge has the ability on her own to correct her own error. If what I hear judge saying is my intention was that he would have Wednesday nights.
Right.
And so if it was judge's intention that he would have Wednesday nights, judge knows that. She knows what was in her mind. She's able to correct her own errors under her own motion. So if judge orders today that he has Wednesday nights, I don't think I've got a basis to object to that. If there's any doubt or uncertainty about that, then I think that needs to go into your motion for reconsideration.
There's not.
Okay.
So
that was an oversight on my part.
Okay.
So yeah.
I just wanted to walk through the analysis.
Sure.
Okay.
Because I have a client who's probably going to be a little perturbed to suddenly discover that change was made. And so I just need to indicate to her what the legal analysis is on that and kind of preserve that record.
Okay. Anything else?
Um,
Can we set a deadline for Mr. Taborin and I to file motions to reconsider? I don't want to come back.
I'll just tell you, that's not going to be a
90
concern on
days.
our end. We'll get it done quickly. I don't know why we did it.
Could we say 14 days or, well, I guess we just have to go by the court rule. I apologize. I'm overcomplicating it. I just don't want to be back. I just don't want to be back here 9 months from now.
No, you won't be, trust me.
Okay.
Yeah, and I will also say that I am leaving tomorrow out of the country for a couple weeks, so
Okay.
I will not be getting to this until February. I apologize, but that's just the reality.
Okay.
All right.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Long overdue vacation. I will sign the judgment and get that entered today.
Okay.
Is there anything further?
No, Your Honor.
No, not for me.